My name is EricVanWilderman, and I've been making videos on YouTube since the end of 2012, which is a pretty long time ago. It'll be like 13 years. It's about 13 years right now, actually. I think I started my YouTube channel on like November 9th, 2012. So like, yeah, in a couple days from recording this, it'll have been 13 years. So I started as a content creator that did all sorts of variety stuff because I started YouTube during the days of like Game Grumps, PewDiePie, Markiplier, and all that. And I wanted to do like Let's Plays like that because I was a big gamer and I wanted to turn that into a hobby of mine. And so I did by making Let's Plays of just games that I liked and horror games and stuff like that. Some of them have since been deleted because I was not a big fan of them, because I was definitely a much different person and I've evolved over time. But yeah, I played a bunch of variety content with like limited success. I did a lot of very difficult like Five Nights at Freddy's things. I was one of the first people to beat like the Golden Freddy, the 2020 mode in FNAF 1. And I've done some hard stuff like that. And so some of those videos like popped off and helped my channel grow. But there was one game that really helped my channel grow that super popped off when I did like some silly challenges by like, drinking Tabasco sauce every time I died and putting ice in my shorts. And that game is Geometry Dash.
Yeah.
Whoa. Which is kind of why I'm in this interview right now, because this is definitely a GD podcast. So I played this game, luckily, and I was still a variety content creator for a long time, doing stuff like Mario Maker and Geometry Dash and horror games. But it definitely wasn't as successful as my career in Geometry Dash. And so I started to focus only on Geometry Dash in like, I think 2020 or 2021. And I haven't looked back. It kind of brings me to where I am today. And I also live in Korea for some reason because I taught English. I taught English here. And then I started YouTube as a hobby while I was here and met my wife here. So I just kind of stayed. And yeah, I'm a content creator in Korea that does English content creation for Geometry Dash. And I think I am the oldest person. I'm not the oldest content creator in Geometry Dash. There are some older people than me doing content these days.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely, I think, one of the longest time Geometry Dash content creators and one of the oldest to be doing like hard things in the game, like recently having beaten the RGB and stuff like that. So I think I'm the oldest geezer beating Extreme Demons.
Well, fantastic. And yeah, you probably are the oldest RGB victor right now.
I think so. Yeah, I don't know by how much of a long shot it is though. Like, is there anyone out there that we know of that's even in their 30s that's beaten it?
It could be a decade.
What is the age? Yeah, maybe. But then they wouldn't have beat it in their 30s. They would have beat it when they're younger, and then they now they're just old, right?
That's true.
I wonder if anyone's gonna do it. So I guess that's my claim to fame, being this old and being still like decent at games, right?
Yeah, that is impressive as well.
Yeah, that's not too bad as long as you keep practicing it. I mean, there's still people in like their 30s and 40s that are like quite amazing at things like the piano, which takes very high level of skill and hand-eye coordination. So it's not too bad. I still feel like I have a lot to give, when it comes to skill in Geometry Dash. Like I'm not over the hill yet, and I'm the best I've ever been at the game, which is surprising because when I was playing this in my late 20s, I was like, there's no way I'm playing this into my late 30s. But well, here I am, better than ever, right?
Yeah, I heard something about you saying how the SEO device really helps.
It does. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I don't know if I call it the SIO device, but I guess it's probably the SEO device. I have no idea.
I don't either.
But either way, yeah, who knows? It's like the difference between people that call like, the game OS. It's like OSU or OS, like what do you call it, right? Yeah. Well, anyways, the SIO device. So using a mouse, I don't know if it's just something with my hand or this is a common thing. I mean, Riot like hurt his hand and he was a mouse player, right? So it could be just mice or uncomfortable ways to play the game. But when I was grinding Digital Ascent, which is the last like harder Extreme Demon I did with the mouse, after hours of grinding that level, my hand really hurt and I was getting carpal tunnel. And I thought this might be the last hard level I do because it's so uncomfortable to play this game. And I thought at the time mouse was the best, but then people started using keyboards and like SIO devices. And so I actually got my SIO device from Topi. He sent it to me in a care package. He was like, hey man, Eric, how's it going? Thanks for giving me a chance on YouTube and thanks for like doing collabs with me. When I first started, and I was like, cool, man. Because I like him a lot. Toby's really nice. And
Yeah.
he sent me like a sound device, and I was like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. And then I just never looked back because the thing is incredible. First off, this is gonna sound like an ad for sound device. I really should get sponsored by them or something, but the thing like doesn't move around. Like it's like small and tiny, but it really stays still. Whereas
Yeah.
the mouse is meant to move, right? So it'll move around while you're playing. If you click it really hard in a weird way, it'll like move a bit, right? So you got to worry about gripping it the right way. The sound device doesn't move. It's stuck on the desk, and also you don't have to hold the thing. You don't have to like use the muscle in your hands to like grip it to keep
Oh,
it
100%.
still. You literally just put your hands on the table and just tap up and down. And so since then, even though I'm getting older, no carpal tunnel, no pain after long streams whatsoever.
Hell yes. And
Yeah.
I have to vouch, this save device genuinely, like I've seen people talk about how like they have issues with it moving or like asking how it stays, but it's like the little rubber on the bottom, like it helps a lot to just stay in place.
It does. And I think a lot of people might be like on a hard surface, it's perfect. Maybe
Yeah.
they have it on like a mouse pad or something. And I noticed on a mouse pad too, it wasn't as good. But once I just put it on like the desk on nothing else, then it was fine, right?
Yeah. And first real question, ask this at the beginning of every single interview. Are you mentally healthy?
Oh man, that's actually dude, that's a hard question because I am some ways and I'm not in others. I think
Okay.
overall I have really good friends.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things in my life that are like worth being thankful for. I have my health and things like that. But there's also I'm just really busy and well there's okay, we'll dissect these things one by one, all right? There's a lot of things in my life. People think I'm like this paragon of like how you should live your life. They're like, look no further than EricVanWilderman in the GD community. I'm like, I don't know. Like I'm a normal. I got my own issues. Like on the outside, I look like I got it all together. Got a family and stuff, and making a living off this. But on the inside, like there's definitely like some turmoil going on here, right? I don't have it all together. Although it is, as is social media, it's definitely presented that way, right? So well, let's dissect these things. So last year my son got diagnosed with LCPD. It's called Perthes disease, and it's basically like the hip joint in his the hip joint bone, the little ball that connects your like femur head to your pelvis, just like broke down, and now it's like slowly starting to regrow. And the process takes a long time. This disease can be like 2 or 3 years, and you're supposed to keep them, like people that have it, off their feet, and you got to do physical therapy for them every day. Like I spend like 30 minutes to an hour on it every day. And he's a kid. He should be running around, but I got to like really emphasize keeping him off his feet. Well, what does he do? What are things he can do off his feet? He can read some books, draw pictures, but he's got the gaming gene in him. He loves games. So now I got to make sure that he doesn't game too much. But Dad, I can't move anyway. So it's like, how do I justify? Like, yeah, I know I want to run outside with you, but we can't. Well, then let me just play this game. And I'm like, ooh. So anyways, it's a very busy time as a parent for me because he should be in kindergarten, but we had to take him out. And so like he's just home all day. And so that part has been hard, right? That's a mentally challenging thing to deal with. We've gotten to a bit of a rhythm with it, and that's nice. So that's one thing we're dealing with. And that was on top of already the other part, which is just in general like YouTube as a living. Just dealing with like the ups and downs of YouTube can be mentally challenging. I still need to sort of like, I feel like I have it under control some months, and then some months I feel like I don't. Like when it's good, I'm like, oh, I'm chill. I'm not checking my analytics all the time. But when it's not chill, when you're in those dips, I'm like on the phone all the time. Like, okay, what are other people doing in Geometrash? Like, what are some things I need to do better? Do I need to get this new editor? Do I need to do better thumbnails? And I just like can't relax because my studio is at home, and then I'm sitting at home right next to my computer where I'm like, well, I could always be doing more here. There's other things I could be doing. There's people I could be talking to. There's collabs I could get in the works. Like, what are you doing relaxing? It's like, no, but you did a lot of work already. You should relax. And it's some days I'm really good at compartmentalizing everything, and then some days I'm really awful at it, and it really gets to me, and like I feel sort of overwhelmed, right?
Hmm.
So that that can make me mentally not feel good in some ways as well. And man, is there anything else? I mean, those two are pretty big ones.
Yeah, I can relate to the YouTube part. I think January, it's unanimous. January months, oh my god. Like
Yeah,
especially
they're bad.
with like revenue, it's so crazy how fun December is and how unfun January is just because of the revenue dip. And then also like I don't know if this is very right, but I've heard from some people that January could also have view dips as well. I've
I've
never
noticed
experienced.
that. I've had January dips, but I mean dips for me, the whole like view dip thing, it's not necessarily like a month specific. So I kind of disagree with that. I think just in general on YouTube, like this might be tinfoil hatty and like crazy as I'm trying to dissect like 12 years of YouTube, but the way I feel it works is there's like these algorithm purges where like the algorithm's like, okay, all this old content that's been doing really well, okay, we want to stop recommending it and we want to get like new old content that's recommended in its place. Like like for example, one of my oldest videos that did well for the time, this is just such a popular thing like 5 years ago, was the world's hardest jump, right? That you saw
Yes.
like everywhere. So like I made that video and I literally made that video in like 2 hours. It was so like low effort and easy compared to some other vids I've made. And that video was my best performing video of all time. So with that said, that video was just always doing well. And then the last little while, that and some other like older videos from like 5 years ago stopped getting recommended as much. There were a few other ones like you can't tap this fast, and it was just one of my impossible or not videos.
Yeah.
And so they all kind of like went down in the algorithm. And so I needed to get new sort of older like content that people were searching up so that it replaced those ones, right? So
Mhm.
obviously there was last year the RVP random vehicle portal thing, which is still massively popular. Still, people make videos on it and they do really well. And so, I was one of the first to make a video on that, and like that video did really well as well. But then that sort of starts. And then in September, there was a big algorithm slump. Like, I feel like there was another cleansing where you saw a lot of YouTubers making videos like 8-Bit Ryan and other content creators talking about, oh, is this it? YouTube's changed the algorithm. Something's happened. I feel like there's just every now and then a cleansing of old videos like that, where at that time, a lot of people get down on themselves and they go, well, what am I going to do? The algorithm's down. This is the end. Oh, no. So during those times, you have to work the hardest because it's really easy to coast when the things are going really well. But when things are down, you need to be the one that like separates you from the other people. And then once the algorithm starts to like pick up again and you get some videos like wedged in there, then you're going to be like way better off than the people who just sort of gave up and like said, well, we'll just try again when the algorithm's a little bit better later, because then they'll be by the wayside, right? And it'll be much harder for them to catch up.
Yeah.
So that's my tinfoil hat hypothesis. And it's probably way more complicated than that, but that's sort of what I feel happens. And like different waves that I've gone through on my channel. Like in 2023, I went through a massive dip where the algorithm basically stopped recommending a bunch of my videos. And the reason being is it was this weird bug that happened in YouTube system where my the analytics wasn't working for like the past 5 days. And I was like, YouTube, what's going on with this? And then, oh, sorry, there's a bug in the system. And a lot of other channels didn't have that effect, but some channels had it. And I was like, okay. But then when the bug was fixed, all of a sudden my views went completely down. And all the views of those other channels were the same. And I was like, well, obviously, like, I think what happened is YouTube for 5 days thought that I was basically inactive and like my channel didn't exist. And then when I came back, I was like at this lower place in the algorithm. And so I had to work my butt off. And it was before 2.2 had come out. So I was like, okay, Eric, I know maybe you shouldn't do this, but we're going on the Geometry 2.2 server at the time. I forget what it was called, but like before 2.2 came out, there was the server where you could make 2.2
Yeah.
stuff. And I was like, I'll just make some crazy videos about like 2.2. And I know I shouldn't. I felt dirty, but I was like, but yeah, I got to, because YouTube's is screwing me. And then I was able to like pull it back up. And then I started making the other videos like with a lot of success, like, can you do the rob top levels as only the UFO? And that popped off. So I did like all the game modes, and that helped me get out of the slump too. But like I was in a slump. I was like, okay, time to pull out like some magician shit, like get really sink my teeth into it. And it worked. It was good. It worked out. So that's my advice, by the way, anyone who wants to be a YouTuber, as to like what to do in those situations. Because a lot of people just like roll over and are like, I'm depressed because views are down. But it's like, no. Pull those socks up, boy. Get to work. Like that's when you gotta work harder, right? Yeah, pull through. That's right.
And honestly, I respect that theory. Like, I have noticed it was back in, I think, August when, if I remember correctly, it was like something that is supposed to start making smaller channels like get pushed more.
Yeah,
like,
I noticed that too. That was part of the reason why YouTubers were complaining and stuff, because like that with oh god, what was it again? Because it was at the end of August and the beginning of September, and it was something to do with like AI filtering of like sensitive content, and then it messed everything up or something.
Yeah, I've seen people get, I think their name is Ender, if I remember correctly. I saw a tweet by Dexerto. They got like falsely like terminated by AI because they had like they had a unknowingly some channel linked to their account. If I don't remember the whole story, but AI basically falsely terminated them for that.
My god. Yeah, that's wild. That's kind of scary. I'm pretty fortunate where I think like if you get upwards in enough subscribers and view count, like YouTube, like if something happens with your channel, like YouTube will answer really fast.
Yeah.
I'm pretty fortunate. But like if you had like 10 to however many like 100K subscribers or whatever, YouTube will not answer quickly at all. Like they'll just trust the AI. But with like channel like mine, I think they'd answer pretty quickly, right? So I'm not too worried because they've been pretty helpful in the past and have answered when I've had questions about things. So that's one thing about YouTube is like the bigger you get, the easier it is.
That's true.
Yeah, which is kind of unfair, but at the same time, everyone who was big was also like tiny at one point and was struggling, right? So
yeah, I usually see YouTube as kind of fair game because usually if you know what you're doing, like you can do research from home, like know how to like upload stuff. Like with Secret Way, we started with shorts. I will say we did get lucky with early shorts, but you can, for everybody watching, biggest advice nowadays for YouTube: start with shorts, get 100K, and then you start switching to long form. You start doing that shift and do something, because you can use that time where you're trying to reach 100K with shorts to kind of learn as well. And that's basically what we did, where we knew what will do well, we knew what wouldn't, and we knew how much effort would go into certain stuff. And with the interviews, that kind of happened kind of by chance. Vix, the other person that works on Secret Way, was crashing out at me for not uploading shorts enough. And I was on a channel that interviewed us, and shout out to him, but I can't say his name because I did get into drama that everything's already addressed. And they were the ones that I kind of got the interview idea from. So it did happen by chance, but Vix kind of knew like, oh wait, that's a good idea. So we can upload consistently. We can like I was happy with it because I get to talk to you. I mean, I watched you back in 2014. The first video I saw of you, by the way, I wanted to mention this, the one where you put clips on your face every time you died. Man. That was my.
That was a hard one. That challenge actually like. So out of all the challenges I've done, you probably don't remember them all, but like, what are the ones that you would think would hurt the most?
So obviously I remember the clip one, and I remember the hot sauce one. There was one that you were like licking a lemon or something, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah, sure, like a sour challenge. I've also done like warheads and Bean Boozled and like all that stuff. Yeah.
One of the more painful ones recently, the one you did with Vortrox, those like sour, like I could just see the citric acid on those sour like candy thingies.
They were rough, yeah. Surprisingly, he hated the beans worse, the Bean Boozled. So funny. But anyway, so the one that hurt the most was the clip one.
Oh, okay.
That one, like those clips were really tight, and like having them on my face for a long time, like for like 2 days after, there were marks all over my face.
Oh my.
So I had to go to school, and I was a teacher at the time, so I was teaching with like marks on my face. They're like, what happened to you? I was like, don't ask. Tripped and fell. Not making stupid YouTube videos about playing a game and putting laundry clips on my face, that's for sure.
Yeah, I remember watching, weren't some of them like clipping off as you kept putting more and more on?
Yeah, there was like clips all over my
Oh
face,
my
and like I couldn't do it, and it hurt so much I couldn't focus, and I think I had to I forget, but I think I had to take them off to finish the level, but I
Oh
forget.
my.
It was in a lot of pain. That one, and then surprisingly the ice cube in the shorts challenge.
Oh,
That one
that's
was
the other
also
one I
one of the most
remember.
painful. Yeah, that one was like, never do that. That was ridiculously painful. I was like, I can't believe it. I cannot believe I thought that was a good idea, because it seemed innocent. I was like, this is just gonna be funny, and it's not really gonna hurt. And then as I was doing it, I was like, I was like, oh my god, like it's the worst thing, man. Oh my god.
You're here to hear, guys. Don't do that challenge.
Don't do them at home. Yeah.
Someone should do the clip one though.
Yeah. Yeah, the stupidest one I ever did, which could have ended really badly, was the incense one, where I put like an incense burner in my hat, and I had it like in front of my
Oh.
face, and I lit it, and so like it was burning. I was like, I have like a certain amount of time to beat the level until like it burns up onto my head. And then I did that one, thing it was gonna be great. I think I beat the level, and it was like really, I could like feel the heat. It was like so close to my forehead.
Oh my god.
Man, I would have committed too. I would have committed. Well, I would have let it like burn me a bit, and then I would have taken it out clearly. But
Yeah.
I would have committed. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And
Looking back on it, I'm like, geez, I was just looking for like the craziest things. You know,
oh
it was
yeah.
pretty. It was a different time on YouTube. It was wild, because like at the time, you know, PewDiePie was like, I think afterwards he put like a shock collar on his neck, and like every time he died in geometry, actually like zapped himself. I was like, man, content like that just, it did well. Like these days, when people do challenges, it's more like, it's still painful, but like more sort of normalized pain, like spice and things like
Yeah.
that, right? It's not like physically like burning yourself, right?
Yeah. And I think we'll pan into this next question. Uh it's about to be Christmas. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you, what is your favorite year of 12 Demons of Christmas?
Oh man. Favorite year. I'll tell you what, when I was doing it all by myself, it was, oh man, you know, people always say like the first is your favorite.
Yeah.
You know, like you just do something for the first time and like you love it. And I think the first time, the first year, I'm at, this is going to be such a cheap answer, because I'm going to choose 2 years, because like the quality of the 12 Demons of Christmas, now that I have multiple content creators on the team doing it, is just astronomically higher, because we have such a diverse cast of people, and also different kinds of content. Like when Doggy and Zoink did like the Deathlink, for God, I forget the level, but he did Deathlink with Zoink on pretty hard level,
Yeah.
and they like defeated a demon together. And so like there's a lot of interesting concepts and ideas and different demons and different skill levels. So these days, like every year has been like really good since I've opened it up, and a whole lot less stressful on me. But the first year of the Demons of Christmas, I have some really, really good memories, because the other years after, I started planning it in advance, like a month before. I'd start like chipping away at some of the levels I was choosing. But the first year, I was doing it all in real time, and like I wasn't so good at the game. So I wasn't doing like crazy extreme demons, but I was doing like insane demons and stuff like that. And so I remember having like this little Christmas setup in my room, and I lived in a really small place at the time. And so there's literally just 2 rooms. There was like my bed, and then my desk in another room. And I refused to go to my bed and sleep, because I had to get into geom-trash mode. And so like I was grinding out levels, and then I would just like lie on a mattress in the floor, like right behind my desk, and like pass out for 2 hours, and then like wake up and keep on grinding, and then like go to bed. And I'm really nostalgic for that, even though it was like hellish in a way, and there was a lot of pressure. It was just so insane that I look back on that like the most fond with the hardest I had worked on one. Because yeah, I was beating like some pretty hard levels at the time, like Decode X.
Yeah.
I remember it took me 2 days and I should have beaten it in 1 day. And so I put me like a little bit behind schedule. And so I was like really just sleeping for like a couple hours at a time and then waking up and playing the level and then sleeping for 2 more hours on the floor and then grinding it more. And I did that like all through the night, you know, like I didn't like get a full night's sleep until I finally was able to do it. And so that was interesting. So I think like the first 12 Demons of Christmas is just the most nostalgic for me. But every year has had its moments where I've really liked. There's also been moments of sort of despair though in the 12 Demons of Christmas that people don't see behind the scenes, where like I wanted to beat Black Blizzard for the 12 Demons of Christmas in the 4th year, I think. And I just like I wasn't making quick enough progress on it. And the other levels I'd done like 3 extreme demons that year too. They were like beginner extremes, but I was just like running out of time. And I was like, well, I got to pick something else. And then a couple of years ago, I tried to do stereo extremeness, and the same thing happened where I got 92%, and then I just got stuck and I couldn't make any progress. But then 2.2 came out, and I was so busy working on 2.2 content. I was like, oh man, I just don't have time to grind out this level, even though I could have done it if I had like that extra time to grind out. But luckily, I Want to Be the Guy came out like 2 days before the last Demon of Christmas, and I was like, dude, I'll just do this. And like in honor of 2.2, you know, and I was able to bang it out. But yeah, man, like these days the 12 Demons are really fun and exciting to do. Getting all the clips together and making it like a big event, it is really good. But man, nothing will beat the memory of like that first year when I had like the eureka moment, because I was thinking, speaking of like YouTuber stuff, like it's Christmas, so what's a good way to get into the Christmas spirit and like get a lot of videos out, make that sweet YouTube ad revenue, and also get in the Christmas cheer at the same time? What a perfect idea. Sounds great to me. 12 Demons of Christmas, 1 demon for every day leading up to Christmas. And yeah, so that just had a eureka moment literally like 13 days before Christmas, and just went off and started doing it. And so it was great, man. It was fun working on it for the first time, and also the other years after, but the first time was really exciting, like the sort of untrodden on territory, right?
Yeah, that's impressive. I cannot imagine getting, you said 2 hours of sleep, waking up, then more 2 hours, wake up, you constantly grind those levels that you were doing.
Yeah,
man, that I could never do that.
yeah, it was insane. It's really stressful, as like Aeon did it with me a couple years by himself too, and so he did his own set a few times, and he'll tell you like it's a whole lot different grinding a level when you know you have to beat it by a certain time than when it's just like, okay, well, I'll beat it when I beat it, right? When there's a time limit on it, it's a whole lot more stressful. When you get far, you get even more nervous, right? So yeah, it's challenging.
Yeah, and one of the first behind the scenes kind of despair moments you brought up that I think the community got to see was Nepesta's unfortunate time with Oblivion.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he had it rough, man. He definitely was really stressed out about it. He talked a little bit about that, about how stressful the situation was. Yeah. He was really he was really down on himself. He's like, if I change, is it okay? I'm like, dude, I do that every year. Like there's a level that I'm like, no, it's bullshit. I can't do this one. No. Like the first year I had to change High by Kermal. I was trying to do it for the 5th because I got 98% on it, and then I got like, because I was doing it in real time, I was like, okay, I just can't do this. Like it's not working. So I had to switch it to something else really quick. And and yeah, like I had to come back, and I did it for the next year's 12 Demons of Christmas. But like, yeah, man, sometimes you got to do that. You got to just like give up on something and just do something a bit easier because of the time frame.
Yeah,
but it's okay. This is part of it. It's all part of the story, you know. Which is like, oh my god, this year Geometry stressed me out so much in December. It's like, well, I'm allowed to swear, right?
Oh, of course.
Okay. Merry fucking Christmas. Basically. Enjoy your stress from this game. Merry fucking Christmas.
It feels amazing when it's over, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And like there are moments of just euphoria. The second, or was it I think it was the second 12 Demons of Christmas. I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do Red World Rebirth. Ooh. Because I had put it off like a year ago. And then was it the second? I think it was the second. And then I had gotten pretty far in it. I was like 80 something percent. And then somehow out of nowhere, like I died a lot to the swing copter at the end and the straight fly that's notorious for having like hard flying spot at the end where you gotta like bounce down and then
Yeah.
fly through. It's very difficult. And I fluked it. I fluked it from like 70 or
Oh.
something. And that I was like, man, I was planning on grinding this for like 4 days. I gave myself a lot of time and I fluked it on day one. And it just like, I was like, I got like a 4-day off vacation now because I just fluked this level. And I was like, guess it's extra holiday time with the family, you know? And it was great. That was euphoria. It was amazing, right?
That sounds awesome.
So I was really stoked after that. Yeah. So there's been some really like really big ups and downs with that series with everyone involved. Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess so obviously your username is your full name, if I am correct.
Well, my name is EricVanWilderman, and Van is actually not part of my name.
Oh, okay.
So everyone thinks it is, and I get a lot of people asking me, "Are you Dutch?" And of course, I tell them no. I was born and raised in Canada. I think like I'm like a mix of a lot of European nationalities. You know, I got like some Irish, British, German, Polish. My grandpa's side, like it's a mix of a bunch of stuff. Maybe there's some Dutch in there. I have no idea. But I'm definitely not. I was born and raised in Canada. And so the way I got my name is when I was younger, I loved like DJ partying. And you know, I went to raves and stuff, and I was really good with glow sticks and dancing, and I like that kind of culture. And one day I wanted to be a DJ. I was like, I'd love to be a DJ, and that kind of dream came to pass. I wasn't so much as into it as I thought I was, but I saw all these names of DJs I was listening to, like Paul Van Dyke, Armin van Buuren, and I told my friend one day, I was like, dude, I was like, doesn't EricVanWilderman just roll off the tongue? Doesn't that sound sick? And he's like, yeah, it does sound pretty sick. And I was like, yeah, it does. EricVanWilderman. I was like, I like it. I was like, if I ever become a DJ, I'm calling myself EricVanWilderman just for the heck of it. And never became a DJ, but as I was thinking up a name of my YouTube channel, I sort of recalled that moment. And I was like, I don't have a name, but I always liked EricVanWilderman. I'm just going to call myself that. So here I am, EricVanWilderman.
There you have it. That's why he's named EricVanWilderman.
Yeah.
One of the most recognizable names in the community.
I guess so. It's not, I will say that back in the day, I used it to my advantage a little bit. So here's, I think it's only happened like a couple times, 2 or 3 times, but when I was like a budding YouTuber, like under 1K subs, I'd get like 1 or 2 comments per video, you know, not much. I was doing like 70-part Let's Plays of games and stuff, right? Of course, wasn't getting a killer amount of views.
Yeah.
But you know, every once in a while a comment would pop up like, oh dude, like a small YouTuber, like, are you Dutch? Because if you are, I'll totally subscribe. And I was like, hell yeah, I'm Dutch. Nice to meet you. So I did that when I started YouTube. One of those embarrassing stories I have from back in the day, but yeah, I'll admit it. It happened. Filthy ass liar. But oh well.
Well, when you're smaller, you try to cut those corners.
Yeah, sure. Just for like 1 sub. For like 1 sub, yeah.
The 1 sub means a lot.
Yeah, I was just hoping he'd comment on every video. Well, because you're Dutch, I'm gonna really watch your videos intensely and comment on every video. Yeah, help me out, bro, please. Anyways, yeah, I mean that's just an embarrassing thing. I think a lot of budding YouTubers have some embarrassing stories like that, like times that they like blew up on like a viewer or something, you know, when someone said they were like dog shit at their craft, right?
Maybe.
yeah. I mean, I've done it. I did it once where I remember the guy's name too. It was on my problematic video, and his name's like, it was just Tom iPhone. It's probably like his dad's iPhone or something. And the guy's like, dude, your content sucks so bad. You're just randomly talking about whatever you want. It has nothing to do with the level. Because like at the time I was like, with the music, I'd start singing along, and I was like, milky, creamy, problematic, and I was just like weird, obviously I was still new, I was still newbie at it for a long time, and I thought that was entertaining. It really wasn't. I kind of evolved over time and became like a more legit person over the course of the years. But like in the early days, man, it's like some of my content is unbearable. But I will say, just a little aside, some of my content is like absolutely unbearable from back in the day. But some of the stuff, because I was so unhinged, I look back on, I'm like, damn, that was a banger video that I could have only made while I was completely unhinged. So, it was 50-50. But anyways, back to this, the guy called Tom iPhone. He's like, yeah, this is like such dog slop content. And I was like, yeah, well, at least I have people watching my content, not you. And like, what did I say? I was like, you waste of space. Who wants to listen to you, Tom iPhone? And like, I just like went nuts on this guy. But like some other person who was a semi-regular commenter on my channel was like, oh, Eric, I didn't think you were like this. Why'd you blow up on that guy? I don't know if I'm going to watch your videos from that. And I was like, oh my God. It was like one of those moments where you learn a lesson. You're like, yeah, like, of course, that was so wrong of me to do that. But for some reason, I was just having a bad day, and I just like started freaking mashing on my phone like this piece of it just made me feel bad that day, and I was having a bad day. It made me go nuts. So sorry, Tom iPhone, if you're around. I do apologize for blowing up, but you did say mean things to me too, but whatever. I was the one with the bigger responsibility to act like an adult. This guy was probably like 7. So stuff like that. But yeah, it's lesson learned though. Just don't do that again. And I've never done that ever since, right? And that was like 2015. So yeah, it was a long time ago.
Yeah. I guess I can kind of, I'll relate to you on a certain scale. Back in 2018, I want to say it was in November of 2018, I had uploaded a Gary's mod video. I think it was like the hide and seek game mode, if I remember correctly, and I used music in it that I credited in the description, and someone commented saying I could get sued for using this music, and I was like,
oh,
I called them an idiot, and they were like telling me I should delete the video right this second. And then I don't know if I got trolled, but like other people were telling me it too. It was like only like 200 views, and it was like small friend group, but they were like telling me like, yeah, it's true, and I deleted the video like an idiot. Come to think now, you can't get sued for that.
Yeah, that's right. And they can't sue you. They can claim your video, but they can't sue you.
Like, that's probably my most embarrassing moment. Like not learning, not knowing enough.
No, but it's just necessary steps of being an online figure. Is like you go through those moments and you become better over time, right?
True.
I've heard all sorts of stories. I'm not going to say anything specific of like people that are big content creators now, much bigger than I am in the space, that have like, done much worse. So it's like, well, whatever, right? It's not that big of a deal, like going off on a comment, and then obviously learning your lesson, as long as it's not like a regular thing. You're not like some keyboard warrior in your own comment section. I think you're okay, right? You learn and move on. So
every comment has that the profile picture and then reply of like the person who uploads it, and it's just every comment has a reply by the post.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, there's no need for that. Although I you know what I used to pride myself on though, is I used to answer every comment for like 3 or 4 years when I started YouTube. Like, although once it started getting out of control, I was like, okay, I'm not doing this anymore. But I'd answer some, and then like I'm fairly lazy with it because there's too many. But I still like getting there sometimes. But yeah, I used to answer every single comment for like 4 years. That would be like an hour or 2 a day of just answering comments. It was like part of the workflow.
Yeah, I used to always do the same. I never had a truly successful channel until Secret Way, and I never got to have that remedy with this channel because first ever upload, 10 million views. Like, I couldn't have replied to all like 20,000 comments.
Yeah,
It would have been
course.
crazy.
Of course, man. And especially some of them that are like long paragraphs, like, oh, I didn't know this about this person and
Yeah.
this. It was such a fast. You're like, okay, well, we could talk about your comment for like half an hour. So let's just, I'll just heart it and move on. But thanks for the thoughtful comment.
And I'll just talk about YouTube and other creators. Who is your dream collaboration?
Dream collaboration, man. I think I've already done a bunch of them that I've wanted to do over time. Because I'm like, obviously, I'm just in the Geometresh space
Yeah.
at the moment, right? So being in the Geometresh space, I feel like I've collaborated with a lot of people. There are a couple people that I haven't collabed with that I would love to do like a one-on-one collab with. I'd love to reach out to King Samalot and Zoink one day and do some stuff with them. Those are ones like I've been really meaning to reach out and like find a way to do something with them that I just haven't yet. Because they're both people that I recently got to meet in a TCD video where we played the Among Us, and it was really cool. And honestly, before that, I even wanted to reach out to them. I just haven't yet. But I've already got to meet a lot of people that I really respect in the community. I've done a lot of races against like even some like really older ones, you know, that you might remember. Aeon, we've done a ton of races together.
Oh, yeah.
We're like pretty good buds. Vortrox recently, we've done a couple, and ever since he started doing his super buff series, I've been like wanting to collab with him. So, you know, reached out and he worked with me, which was great. X Creator Goal as well helped us out, and he has some really unique video ideas these days. These are some old names I'm going to bring up now. You might remember, might not. Maxis9.
Yes, Maxis9. I always watched his. He had this one video of this 211 related level called 1234. I always watch that on repeat for some reason. I don't know. I always love that level.
Nice. Cool. Yeah, I don't even know what the level is, but I'll have to go check it out after. But me and him, we did a race together. And he is like a French guy, so his English wasn't too good, but we talked because I'd always comment his videos. Who else? Norkta Chilla?
Yes, Norkta Childa. He
Childa.
I got one of my first ever time I got a comment hearted by a GD creator was him.
Oh, nice. Yeah, the dude like, what if the spiders could talk, and if cubes could talk and all that. The series was really interesting, and he actually watched all my other content, all like my anime content, you know, from back in the day. He loved that stuff. He was like loved every single episode of like the visual novels and stuff, which was hilarious. So yeah, we raced. That was good. Bold Step and we raced Trusta. Yeah, so a lot of cool races. Also, it was really fun getting to collab with Doggy too. Doggy was really good. So I you know, Sicky as well. I've just done a lot of collabs. So like when it comes to like my dream collab, it's like there's people that I still have yet to collab with that I really want to.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's like a dream. It's like, you know, well, I'll do it at some point. At some point soon, hopefully. But like maybe okay, so maybe we'll reframe it a bit. If there was someone like outside of the Geometresh sphere, who would I want to collab with?
Absolutely anybody in the planet.
Yeah, sure. Like anybody in the planet. I would like to. Jeez. Now this is this is really tough because I haven't really thought about it. But you know what I'd really like to do? Someone that I just really have always respected and have watched his videos. I would love to like go surfing, ride on a helicopter, or like ride on one of those like electric skateboards and just talk about YouTube with Casey Neistat.
Ooh.
That guy rules. I don't know. I just really like the guy. Like him a lot. Yeah. He's probably the one I'd want to. Like the most kind of like down to earth content creator that's just like, here's my life, and this is really a most realistic way I can present it to you, with obviously like stories intertwined, because he's really good at putting stories behind his vlogs and stuff and turning them into like very watchable, like 8-minute long like storylines, even though it's just like what his day was like. He like always adds a bit of a twist. So like, yeah, dude, love to be in one of his videos. That'd be sweet.
Yeah, I don't know much about Casey Neistat, but he's the one that like uploaded a vlog every day for like years, right? Or something like that.
Yeah, it was like 2 years, and then he had to stop because it was insane. When you listen to I listened to a podcast about like an editor that was helping him at the time, and then the editor was like learning the ropes of editing. I forget his name, but he has his own YouTube channel, and that editor actually works for Mr. Beast now.
Oh.
And he was like apprenticed under Casey Neistat. I think that editor is also like he's like the head of like the editing of like all of his charity videos. He's like the boss of it now. So he's obviously made a name for himself. Forget his name though. But anyways, he was working with Casey on like his vlogs that he was doing every day. And Casey, he was talking about how crazy Casey was. Casey's like, man, I just don't have an idea for what I want to do today. He's like, I'll see you in 2 hours. I'm gonna go run a half marathon. I'm gonna come back and we're gonna get to it. You need to think of something. And like, it was like high octane for like a year and a bit of like crazy stuff of like low amount of sleep, like editing until like 2 a.m. and then getting up at 7 a.m. and doing it all over again, right? So anyways, that's a lot of respect. But like I don't know. I just like the flow of his videos. I'd love to chat with him, and it would be such an honor, right? I think like he's the person that I'd be most honored to kind of be on their channel doing a collaboration of sorts, even though we have nothing in common and that'll never happen.
Well, cool. I probably would not have guessed that would be your response, but it just goes to show there's a one thing that people don't realize. No matter what content you make, we watch a lot of things that are outside of our space. Like, I don't think I watch any GD content.
I don't really either, unless it's to support like some friends that have done like a new hardest and things like that. I'm like, oh yo, bro, like GG's, and I'll watch the video and try to like make it so I don't just watch the completion, give them like the watch time, right? So I'll try to watch most of it anyways. Clearly I'm not a saint. I don't not gonna sit down and watch the whole thing. Or if I see like a cool concept, I'll be like, oh, I got to tune into this. This seems so interesting. What an interesting concept, right? But like the day-to-day stuff, I don't watch too much. Although I was watching, I don't think I've watched all the way through, but like, if I had some extra time or I was editing or working on something, I'd throw like one of your podcasts on and listen to it for like an hour. I think I watched a lot of the Zoink one. Yeah, it looks like I watched like half of the Doggy one and over half of the Zoink one and 40 minutes of the Colon one as well. So yeah, like if I'm doing work or if I'm just doing something monotonous while I'm relaxing, like playing a game where I'm grinding something, I'll like throw that kind of content on. But in terms of like, oh, I'm ready for my like I'm having a meal or something and I'm ready to just enjoy some YouTubes for a little bit while I eat my sandwich in the morning. It's like Geometresh content isn't the content I throw on there. Like it's something else, right?
Yeah. I'm glad I can it's nice to know that we can provide like a good piece of content that's not super distracting at all, but can also kind of help just kind of fill in the white noise while you're doing stuff.
For sure.
I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah. A lot of people like that for the recent tab videos that I make.
Yeah.
They're like, I just love it. It's just like a comfy place. Because they still do really well. And I like doing them. And the reason why they do well is I put the 100 life challenge on them now. And because there's like sort of a story with it, there's like a beginning and an end to it. There's just higher watch time naturally. Like if I just play a bunch of random levels that I've chosen, like, oh, these are cool levels, then someone's like, well, I want to check out this one, but not the other one. Then the watch time is very low. Like I just uploaded a stinker of a video that I was like, oh, it's a cool concept. Playing like some just weirder levels, but a lot of people like if the first level doesn't click with them, they just click off right away. And so I need to be careful with that kind of content. You need to sort of make a beginning and an end to it these days to get that watch time in. So yeah, even sometimes I get caught off guard. My last few videos did really well, and I was like, well, I'll try this video out, and it might not do well. And I am just appalled at just how stinky it's doing. And it's a really bad 10 out of 10. I'm like, damn, dude, because my last ones were really good. But whatever, that happens, and you just gotta not cry about it and just keep on going. Yeah.
Thug it out.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, like the recent tab videos, a lot of people just throw on in the background. They're like people's safe spaces, and they're still like, well, I wouldn't say safe spaces. It's a comfort space. And they just really enjoy tuning in and seeing me play those levels. And surprisingly, I know a lot of people are, accustomed to they're entitled to their own opinions on it. And a lot of people will say like it's like slop content. And it, I mean, it's not that easy to edit because my editor, he has to work on making the scoreboard and everything and like make it like kind of fancy looking, right?
Mm-hmm.
But um you know, they take a bunch of work. Some of them can be long. But people say it's easy content to make, and it is, but it's also fun content for me. Like I still really enjoy it because it's playing Geometry Dash, but randomized. When you randomize something, it's infinite replayability,
That
right?
is
So
true.
I like the stress of having the 100 life limit because I can also record a video and it's just not a good run. I'm like, this just wasn't that entertaining. And then I have to scrap it and start over again. And there's a lot of runs I'm just like, that wasn't good. And there's a lot of content I record that doesn't go onto YouTube, right? And then I'll upload some of the more interesting ones. But it's really fun because I loved playing that in Mario Maker, which was
Oh
the
yeah.
100 life endless challenge where you get random levels and you have 100 lives to get as far as you can. It's basically like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that was like one of my favorite game modes in Mario Maker. So that's why I kind of brought that over to Geometry Dash and ended up being one of my more successful video series. And it's nice because I also just really enjoy doing it. Because a lot of people, they think that, like, well, how can you enjoy doing the recent tab? And I'm like, well, when you put the 100 life challenge on it, it makes it just so much more enjoyable right off the bat because there's a beginning and an end, and you know you can fluke out and start getting a lot of levels right when you're about to lose, and it's really exciting, right? It's
Yeah.
really like high octane stuff. Um, so I really like that. Yeah, like to me, it's still fun because it's randomized. When I do other videos where I know exactly what I'm getting into and I choose specific levels, I kind of know what I'm getting into. I'm like, okay, it's gonna be good. There's gonna be some beautiful stuff going on here, like change of scene or something. Obviously, a beautiful level, cool. I'm wowed by this level. But before I played the level, I was like, I know I'm gonna be wowed by this level. And it's gonna be
Yeah.
like woo, flashy effects. I know what I'm getting into. With the recent tab, I like don't know, and I like that sort of chaos, right? So it's cool. I like it in that regard. So yeah, even though some people like think it's slop, I'm like, ah, man, I enjoy doing it, so I'm gonna do it anyways, right?
Yeah. Well, sweet. And to stay on the bandwagon of content, who is
Hmm.
your favorite Geometry Dash content creator?
Geez, there's a lot of ones I like for different reasons, so it's
Yeah.
kind of it's kind of hard to say. It depends on what I'm in the mood for. Do I want just like a quick laugh? Do I want to like learn something about the game? Do I want to watch a colon video and like learn? Or do I want to giggle at something like really stupid? And do I want to watch someone rage? Like that one guy. What was that? What was that one video? I always forget the name of it. Was the level called like Rampage where the guy, it's like a kid and he's just screaming at the level. It was like an old like 9-year-old video. It's like the funniest thing. And it's like a video where when I'm feeling kind of down on myself and depressed, I just throw that on. I'm like, my life is going way better than what his was when he was playing that level because he was just going nuts on it. God, I forget the name of
I
it.
think
But
I
anyways,
know.
I'll
I
yeah.
think it's Rupture.
Rupture, that's it.
Yeah.
Yes, that video is like the funniest Geometry Dash video of all time. It's so good. And the guy's name was like Ice something, right?
Oh, I forgot his name, but
Rupture,
yeah.
Rupture Rage. Oh, Water re-uploaded it. Because the guy had like gameplay by Cold. That's his name.
Cold,
Okay.
that's his name, yes.
Yeah, so cool. But it is like that is when I'm feeling down on myself, I just go to that video. It's like the funniest thing. So I mean, is this guy my favorite content creator? No, but like maybe my most watched Geometry Dash video of all time, possibly. Uh because it's so funny. But man, that's a hard question because
Yeah.
like sometimes I'm just really in the mood for watching Aeon Air talk about an extreme demon. You know, like talking about his experience and how things worked because he's just so skillful at the game, and he's not just skillful, he's also quite adept at like explaining the experience really well. So it's not everyone's cup of tea, but like he's just so knowledgeable. It's interesting watching him talk. Colin's very knowledgeable about just the game in general and like
Yeah.
fun facts and stuff. So like watching him talk about his opinion of things is great. Even though I don't agree with some of his opinions, like he'd be like, I don't like this coin is there, but that's like part of the fun is like, oh, I don't agree
Yeah.
with that, which is great because we shouldn't all agree on everything. And then watching like Doggy's content is really interesting just because of how good he is. And like his last year when he did his like I forget the Christmas. What was it
Doggy
called? He did
December,
like his Christmas.
I think.
Doggy December.
December, yeah.
Jeez. His Doggy December series was like very fascinating, getting like all those collabs in. So yeah, like I don't know, it's really hard to choose like who would be my favorite because I also like Vortrox as well. Reason being is he reminds me a lot of myself when I was doing YouTube, like
Yeah.
especially his second channel, Vortrox 2, where he just like uploads like him playing levels and stuff. So I really dig like watching him go through that. And you know, he played a lot of like old popular levels, which were levels that I have like made videos for ages ago. So he's going through like covering like the bases of all like the old popular levels. It's fun seeing him like reliving those levels through him. King Samalot obviously makes very highly edited and very interesting geometry content. That's very like outside the box. I love seeing that. I also just love seeing like high level players play the game. So it's just impossible to pick a favorite because I feel like when I pick a favorite, it's like it makes it so it diminishes how much I like someone else, even though I just like them for different reasons. So like, you know, I like a lot of different kinds of content, right? Even like something like Nexus, like
Yeah.
they'll play a level. I'm like, I haven't heard about that level, and that level looks really cool. So thanks for showcasing it. You know, like I like that too. So I know showcasers have a bit of drama going on all the time. You'll see stuff on Twitter like, how Nexus is named like 20 videos. How? You know, and we're like, okay, well, I get there's like some drama behind like showcasing stuff, but I still appreciate what they do because I like seeing those beautiful levels and getting ideas of levels maybe I want to cover myself or play someday, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like every and channels like yours that are very interesting these days that take people from the community and you actually get to meet people that all they really are like voiceless people where the most you ever hear from them is just them typing on Twitter, right? And then but you put like a voice and get all their opinions and everything, and that's very fascinating as well. So I think the beauty of this community, as there with a lot of other communities though, but the beauty of the GD community is number one is there's lots of ways to be successful in the community.
100%.
Just there's so many different ways. Like Woolsey being like the content creator, right? It was so cool. It's a shame that he can't do it.
Yeah.
And he's gone now. But like, you know, there's so many interesting ways to make it in Geometry Dash, and they're all equally needed in the community to make it like a big cohesive community that has many different facets. So I think it's been awesome myself being in the community for so long, being like on the content creation side for a very long time now, and seeing it have evolved over time. There was a video I watched. By the way, I speaking of like videos like Cole and stuff, like there's a lot of like video essay channels that make like one video a year. And big shout outs to them. They make banger videos. And there was one I watched recently by it was I'm gonna look it up right now. It was the Geometry Dash periods. It was about like the different periods of Geometry Dash content creation, and it was so fascinating seeing like who was big at the time, who were, you know, the rise of geez, why am I so bad with names? I can't remember the name. It was the group that like Aeon, Juniper, Nepesta Technical made at the time, like in 2020. It was like this content creation group. There was like a Discord channel. What was it called?
I think the gang.
The gang, or no, was it gang? Maybe it was something like that.
I think,
but yeah, it was
creation wise, it was different. But I do know that for the gang, it was Nepesta, Technical, Gizbro, and Golden.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, Golden was in there too.
Yeah.
So anyways, it was like that was super interesting, like watching a video about like all the different periods of like who was popular at these times. So I was talking about like the 2010s. These were the popular YouTubers that were pushing content creation. And like back in the day, I was mentioned, and then I was mentioned again later, like in a different period, because I've just been doing it for so long. And so like it was so interesting seeing like who the top players were at the time, who the top content creators were that were pushing the boundaries, who's just been around for like the whole entire thing. But I think it's evolved into a really good place where it's harder to be. I wouldn't say it's hard to be successful because there's a lot more information on how to be successful. But there's a little more effort required than it used to be, for sure.
Yeah.
And so it's interesting how it's sort of changed. and I've liked it, and I've tried to evolve with the times. Obviously, I still have like, if I evolve too much, I'd be something that I never was. So I haven't like pushed the boundary an insane amount. I've tried to remain true to like my content, but just sort of with a new flair to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, like I used to do races, but I used to edit the races and it was just a face cam of both of us and then the race, like, you know, which was fine. I put like a cool background and it was good. It worked well. It was okay. But now, you know, like I have my editor that does like cool edits, which he's saved my cheeks in so many ways and saved me so much time. So he like edits like cool edits and everything with these big collabs that I do, like with Vortrox and stuff, like very well edited videos. So yeah, the threshold for like quality is definitely a lot higher. But like it's there's definitely more of a roadmap of how to get there
Yeah.
than there used to be.
Yeah, I gotta give it to you. That answer for that question, really brilliant. Like, I don't think, not like, looking back, I can I can agree that usually there's no really specific thing I personally am in the mood for when it comes to GD. I just
Mhm.
kind of like start watching things, and if I like it,
Mm.
then I like it. And you're right. I Geometry Dash and GD content is like, there's cohesion and input from everybody in the community to make it as perfect as it can be. And it's very
Absolutely.
nice.
Yeah. Because people interact with everyone and that like
Yeah.
people are watching Nexus showcases, people are dipping their toes. Like you go to like whenever someone beats a new hardest, you'll just see comments from like people from like every different parts of the community
Yeah.
like congratulating you, and it's interesting, right? And that's always been the case, which is
Yeah.
cool. It's just now there's just so many more parts of the community. Because like I remember when I beat Theory of Everything 2 version 2,
Mhm.
which was like my hardest in 2015. It was a very hard level, and I put like 9,000 attempts into it. And there were 3 people that like were really supporting me at the time that were big in the community, and that was Riot. So
Oh.
Riot gave like a big Creepy Dash, which was he was like the original like showcase before Nexus and beat
Okay.
hard levels. Creepy Dash and Havoc, whose name now named
Yeah.
Sciomancer. He was an old creator.
Yeah.
And so like those guys like gave me like massive support on like my journey to beat it. And it was really cool, you know, seeing them support me like through the Neptune V2 levels and up to when I beat that. And then that like shortly after I beat that, like Riot beat Bloodbath, which was so cool to see. But like people have always supported each other in the community. So it's good, man. I mean, a lot of people talk like there's negative things in the community, and there honestly there's negative things in every community
Yeah.
because people are people. But like Geometry Dash is, I think as a community we're pretty good. I think
Honestly,
it's pretty damn good.
yeah, I said this to Trick. It's very like as like content creators, like I know a lot of people usually historically naturally as a like I used to be a viewer, like putting people like, are you on this side or that side of like this person? But at the end of the day,
Mm.
every content creator I feel like can say this. There's probably not even like enough people to count on both hands in the community that we don't like. Like, I feel like we all love each other. Like, we all have good
Yeah,
input.
for sure. And I agree. I think we're all mostly pretty supportive of each other.
Yeah.
Obviously, Geometry Dash Twitter can be a bit chaotic sometimes. Sometimes I like, you know, I just throw up Twitter mostly for things that are not Geometry Dash related. But as a Geometry Dash content creator, it gets thrown at me anyways because of the
Yeah.
algorithm. And then I'm like, holy, okay, bro. Like it's you need to chill out a little bit. Like I see where you're coming from, but you can definitely come at that issue, uh,
Yeah.
you know, a little more. I don't know, a little more
Mature.
mannered, you know,
Yeah.
mature. Yeah, you don't need to just go ballistic, right? And say like, well, this person deserves like the ultimate canceling. It's like there are some things that definitely deserve it. Don't get me wrong, but there's some people that it's like, oh, this person put like this in a level, and that they shouldn't be allowed to make levels. It's like, what? Who are you to decide like that? Like, you know,
Right?
like what? Like that's not even an offensive thing. It was just like they put something you didn't like, or there's some gameplay style that you don't like. It's like, but other people I'm sure would like that. It's like, come on,
Yeah.
shouldn't make levels. Like, what a stupid thing to say, right?
Yeah, it's really unfortunate how we a lot of people in this community can let opinions on things that aren't even like related to the person that maybe
Hmm.
did something that's very just not even like problematic at all, and it just
Hmm.
turns into like a hate train.
Yeah, that's right. Like there was that one level, it was called the buff this or whatever, and it's mostly just
Oh
straight play.
yeah.
And it got rated like people were like, this person's the worst creator ever. And I was like, dude, it's first off, they didn't rate the level. They just like
Mhm.
probably made something they wanted to like, shared it, and like some mod sent it, and Rob Top was like, ah, neat, good enough, and rated it. Like, don't crap all over that person for that. They just
Yeah.
made something they enjoyed, right?
Yeah, it was made by Boy of the Cones, and I will say
Hmm.
he was not giving himself like he was not being like he could have gotten out of it like way better. But there was like a lot of drama with him before that level was even
Oh, I
uploaded.
see.
So,
I honestly, I don't know a lot of the drama sphere, so maybe there's more to the story. Yeah.
but from what I know, at most, like the stuff with Boy of the Cones was tame in comparison to a lot of drama. So, I
Oh
don't
yeah,
know. It was just a mess. But it's same with
for
like
sure.
Coeretta, like that all that with Coeretta and stuff. Like
Hmm.
it's just unfortunate that it had to happen. Good that we got past it, but I
For
think
sure.
one thing I will say in fan bases, everyone should listen to their own opinions and not to the opinions to the person that they look up to.
Yeah. Hey, absolutely. That is a great way to live. All right. That's you form your own opinion of it. Put on your own little thinking cap, because if you start judging people based on what other people are telling you, then you're basically going through life blind, right?
Yeah.
And you're not even yourself. You're just a copy of like that other person, right? So yeah, it's a lot of people do that these days, I think. But I also think that's just a problem of content creation in general these days,
Yeah.
is there's a lot of short form content that lacks nuance, that really tries to twist people into a certain way of thinking. And so a lot of people are like, yeah, because if I follow what that person says, that's a very easy way for me to feel good about my own, like, sort of, I don't want to say bad opinion, but like, if I hate this person, I'm allowed to, and I can feel good about it because this other person said it's okay to do that. So now
Yeah.
let's just hate that guy. And so that happens a lot. But I feel like a while ago, years ago, when it was all long form content, there was a bit more nuance where these things would be talked out a
Yeah.
little more at length. But now short form content is just like, yeah, this person did this thing wrong and it's bad to follow them. Okay, let's hate that guy. It's like, holy shoot, Twitter, short form Twitter, shorts, TikToks, whatever, it's people are just, they're getting so many opinions thrown at them to make
Yeah.
them feel good, get that dopamine hit, that it's, I don't, I think I don't, I like shorts because I like making, I like making people laugh, and I like making dumb shorts that I think are funny, and I think that's good, right? That can be, shorts can be good,
Yes.
but I also think shorts can be really good. Like you upload like the informative shorts, which I think is just like high level. That's like great. Where I've done a couple of those, and I was like, oh man, that was so cool. Like I found like in one of my series, I found like this really interesting bug, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna share how it works in a YouTube short, and it was one of my best performing YouTube shorts, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I love that stuff. It's great. So YouTube Shorts can be used for good. But man, there are some people that just upload the worst YouTube Shorts with downright just misinformation, right?
Yeah.
Like stuff that's just completely wrong. Like this person has a wrong opinion because, my dad said this or something. I'm just, that's not like an actual example that I've seen, but it's just kind of an example that you'll see, especially when it comes to I guess this is not Geomtrash related, but like, medical stuff or fitness stuff.
Yeah.
You'll see people giving like a lot of really bad misinformation, or like just politics in general. But yeah, I don't know. People I don't know why negativity makes people feel better about themselves. Uh I think part of the reason is it's, God, I'm gonna sound like such a dick saying this. And I hate to say it, but a lot of the negativity I've gotten, obviously some of it, like Tom iPhone, my commentary was really awful. So Tom iPhone, I get it, man. You're in the clear. Um, Whatever you're doing, bro. But like some people will hate on my content, and some of the comments I'll get, I'm like, okay, I understand that. That's, that makes sense. I get it. That was a bit obnoxious of me to do that. Fine.
Yeah.
Or my style's just not for you. But some people will just hate because what they want to do is they want to get a reaction out of you. I mean, it's called rage bait. There's a word for it. They try to rage bait you because they want to like pull you down to their level, and they want to get you like in the mud with them for them to be like, yeah, look at, he's not better than us. He's one of us. And it's a place where it comes from envy, where a lot of people, when they feel envy, because envy is actually a really healthy emotion,
Yeah.
It actually, like, the way to use envy, like if you're jealous of someone, you go, man, look at that guy in a muscle shirt. I'm in a muscle shirt right now, but I'm getting a little fat. I just came back from a trip in Japan. I was eating all kinds of food. It was great. But man, anyways, guy is walking down the street in like a muscle shirt, looking great. Or maybe it's a top GD player, Zoink, someone, people look at that guy and they go, well, the easiest way for me to feel good about myself is to talk about, oh, that guy's all roided up, or that guy's unnatural, or that guy's hacking, or whatever, and it just makes them feel so good. But the way to use the emotion truly is to be like, that guy is jacked, and if I want to get jacked like that, like if I want to look like that, I'm jealous of that, then I'm going to sign up for the gym today.
Yes.
That's like how to use the emotion. That guy's really good at the game. That guy has like quite the following in Geometry Dash. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should work harder on my YouTube channel or make some newer ideas. Instead of just complaining and bringing others down, like you got to focus that sort of inwards, like use the emotion. But a lot of people don't want to sit with the emotion, because what you're supposed to do is when you feel bad emotions, you're supposed to like turn the phone off or put it away, put the YouTube down, sit with your bad emotion and say like, why do I feel this bad emotion? Like what is going on? Let's deal with this thing.
Yeah.
A lot of people like instantly, and I see this a lot with people my age. It's not just like the Gen Z, it's not just the younger generation. A lot of people my age, any bit of conflict they get into, you just see them like on TV, like in reality shows or whatever. I see this on Korean reality shows, is like they get into a fight with someone or whatever, and then they're just immediately on their phone, like scrolling social media or like their apps and stuff. Like, no, you had a negative experience. Sit with that and think about that negative experience and like deal with it, process it, and then like now you can go move on with your life, because now you just bottled everything up and you just went for like that short dopamine surge, and that's not healthy. You're getting addicted to things that make you feel good, but they're going to make you feel less good the more you use them, and they're going to make you more envious and more hateful because you bottled it all up inside.
Yeah.
And so like you got to use that to improve your own life. Don't reach for the phone, don't reach for the booze, don't reach for a cigarette, whatever is your thing, like just sit with that negative emotion for like a bit, because like everyone really, life isn't that complicated, but there's so many distractions and there's so many things. And it's funny me saying that as a content creator, because I'm like, and by the way, like and subscribe to my latest video. you have time to waste your time on me, bro. But like there's obviously you can consume content like in a healthy way, right? But like people need to learn to use these negative emotions like how they're meant to be used. So
yeah, the one thing I've always done, the second something bad pops in my mind, or the second I don't enjoy being in my mind, I like to open up a notepad on my computer and just start typing. Just talk to myself about this, how I'm feeling, and for other people, like you can grab a notebook or just a piece of paper even, or maybe like if you have something you can record your voice with, just like record like talk into your phone instead of like opening up other apps. Like I like to express my feelings about stuff in the fastest way possible, so I do like that's how I do it, is I type as freaking like 120 words per minute is like the most I've been able to do, or something like that. And
it's crazy. BD skills.
And there's a lot of people that'll handle it in different ways. Like I said, you either write it down slowly, or talking to people as well also helps. And being calm about it. Just don't go on Twitter.
yeah, absolutely. Don't don't start like doing the doom scrolling. Like don't do that. Or well, don't do the dopamine things.
Yeah.
Like just you gotta process these things, and it can take a while. And then look in the mirror and say, well, how do I apply this to myself, right? Because I would even advise like talking with friends about it. It can be good depending on who you're talking to if they just sit and listen to you. But like some people are like, well, if I were you, I'd do this. And you're like, okay, I know I don't like. You need to process these things individually. And or people telling you like, hey, the way you're feeling right now, well, just go do this thing, and it's the thing that you would have done. Like maybe you deserve to like eat some cake to make yourself feel better. Oh yeah, great, of course. I give me the dopamine thing. I deserve it. Out of bad. It's like, oh no, you got to do the hard things sometimes. So some people will offer you advice, but I think we were talking about like people telling you things to do, and just like blindly following that. I think a lot of the times, you got to have that honest conversation with yourself and just be like, well, what is best for me? Because I know what's best for me, and like not listening to people telling you what to do. So sometimes it depends, I guess, on who you're talking to. Because some people just sit and listen really well, and then they'll ask you like, I'll help. Do you want me to help you? Or do you want to like process it yourself? Which is a great way to listen, by the way. If you're listening to someone who's distressed, is to like fully hear them out and then offer maybe to help, instead of just being like, oh, I got you. Here's your solutions, boyo. So yeah. But anyways, yeah, like it's dude, how did we get here? How do we get to this point?
These conversations, trust me, this is very normal. This happens in pretty
great.
much every single one.
Yeah.
It's
that's cool.
It's lovely, these interviews, because I get to. It's nice how the world gets to see like certain sides of everybody and gets to like know more and not have to kind of like before the Space UK interview, everyone, oh, Space UK's a hacker. After, oh wait, Space UK, he regrets what he did. He wishes he didn't do it all. Like, it's nice that these interviews can put a larger perspective on people, if they've done bad, if they've done good, or if they're just going through stuff that maybe they don't put publicly. And it happens here. And another thing is like, I'm a very emotional person, so I will be very transparent about. I will just say 100% of anything that pops up. So that conversation about like emotional stuff, it always pops up in these interviews.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, and that's good. I like this sort of unfiltered, and I think you're pretty good at what you do, because you really let people talk. You don't jump in with like things you really want to say. Like, you let me finish and then you'll jump in. And so far, yeah, you're pretty damn good at this.
I appreciate that. I guess for me, it's just I love talking to people, and I also took sociology for 2 years, so it's also easy to kind of get a grasp of people, and that really does help. And
yeah, you're good at it, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And I guess that does answer what is your brutally honest opinion on Secret Way, unless you have more to say. And you can break my heart.
Dude, no, you're good at interviewing, man. I've had a lot of interviews, and like some of them better than others. Mostly always a positive experience, but some of them just that don't know the art of conversation as much. And this is something that I actually was really bad at when I was doing collabs for the first time, was like talking over people. But like you let people finish, and when you let someone finish, there's a whole lot more of the conversation that you get, because you get to the end of the idea, and then there's so much more for like you to answer about, right? And it makes your answer even more interesting. So my brutally honest truth is I'm impressed.
I appreciate that a lot. I've been telling myself this remedy that I need to use on everybody. You are the guest. You interrupt me if you're talking. I don't interrupt you. People are going to want to come here to listen to you, and it is your spotlight.
Man, you're damn good. You're gonna I mean, I think Secret Way is gonna be a successful podcast in the GD community for a very long time, and then you're probably gonna make your own like super insane like Joe Rogan podcast someday or something, you know?
I've been saying that. I've been telling people, I'm like, I'm just gonna be the Joe Rogan of GD.
There you go. Well, you'll be the Joe Rogan of GD until you become the Joe Rogan of the whatever, the next 10 years or something, because you're good at it, man. You got a talent for it.
I appreciate that.
Hey, and I hate, actually not, I wouldn't say that the word like you got a talent for it. I actually kind of feel weird about that because let me explain a little bit.
Okay.
You're good at it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're talented, but I know you're damn good at it. And like, I don't know if it came from like pure raw talent or if it came from you, which you just told me 2 years of sociology. It came from you working your butt off to get good at it, right? So like people on YouTube will tell me, wow, I really like your commentary. Like you were like born to do this. You're so talented. And I'm like, dude, I sucked ass for like 4 years. I was like, I go back and I'm like, oh, it was terrible. I was a very slow learner, but I chipped away at it every day to get better at it and to become like who I am today. So no, people say, yeah, like, I wish I had your talent so I could do something like that. I'm like, dude, I was not talented. No. I was terrible and I worked my ass off on it, which is a lot different because I was like kind of shy and, with my friends I wasn't, but like, I was really awkward in some moments and I always felt awkward in social situations. And then I became a teacher in Korea to get over that. And I was talking in front of a class of like 30 students suddenly and I was terrified, but that helped a bit. And then starting YouTube obviously helped a lot.
Yeah.
But I was terrible at it. I had no talent for it. So, and then I went and I used the same thing on you, like, oh, well, you have a talent. And I'm like, no. As I said it, I'm like, no, Eric, remember, you hate that word. You're good at it because you worked hard at it, is what I like to think about people.
I appreciate that. And I can vouch, I will, the difference between the Zoink interview and the Trick interview, or the W Popoff interview, which is our latest one. Like, I definitely had a lot to progress on. And one of the criticisms I definitely take to heart now, I think it was in our W Popoff interview, someone said, like, oh, it seems unprofessional when at the end of when someone responds, like, Ben just goes, okay. And I kind of looked back. I'm like, oh, yeah, no, that does sound like I'm kind of like disengaged. So this interview, I told myself right beforehand, usually during the interviews, I kind of like pan over to the questions and like, oh, what should I ask next? This interview, I've literally just told myself, just look at the one screen with Eric and your profile picture and just listen. And if you need to ask a question, just give that silence and then just read something and then just pick something. Like
Nice.
I told myself like that I gotta look at you and like keep eye contact because that's how a good conversation keeps on progressing.
Yeah. Well, it's felt good talking to you so far. So cheers, man. You're doing great. Yeah.
I appreciate that a lot. And
yeah, like that's like, God, I'm just, for some reason, I'm going back into the thing we were just talking about. But it's just something that pissed me off that I'm like, I gotta say this too. It's like, this is also like one of the worst things you can say to someone is like, oh, you're so lucky you're doing that. I'm like, I didn't just randomly roll out of bed and like quantum mechanics was like pew pew and like protons and electrons were firing doing random shit. It's like, and suddenly I appeared in front of my computer, or like someone told me you're so lucky you're teaching instant career. Like, dude, I didn't luckily apply this. Like, I can't control my body, dude. What's going on? I'm applying to this job. What the fuck is going on, bro? Like, it's like, no, I just did it. I did the thing. Like, I went and I worked really hard to be a YouTuber. Like, that's,
yeah.
Like, I'm not, obviously there's, it's not that true. There's not that much luck. There's a lot of hard work and learning, and there can be like some luck involved for sure. But like anyone can if they work hard enough at it. And part of that, it doesn't just mean like putting the time. It's like working hard and like learning how to evolve and improving yourself. Obviously, you got to do like all those things. It's not just doing the same content over and over, but it's like, like you talked about with how you've evolved with your communication skills, right? And you're getting better at it, which is perfect. It's great. And I can see that. Like, it's really, really good. You're doing great. So like those terms, like, oh, you're so lucky. Like, screw you. This zero luck, bro. I worked my ass off.
Yeah, with luck, I only admit when it seems like the luck part of us is if the guest agrees. That's really it. And the luckiest one I will say is space. Like, there's no way we should have ever gotten space. That like,
wild.
This should not have happened. And I will say we will community post it right after, like questions for this next guest right after this is uploaded. So I will just say Anaban.
Wow.
We do have
Wild.
contact with Anaban, and we have contact with a couple people. There was drama though recently with me and some other people, so that kind of made me realize like, oh, there's certain people I can never interview because people will not be happy. So I'm gonna stay out of that realm. Like people have asked.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah,
maybe who
like
some of those
people.
were, yeah.
So many people. When's the crazy interview? And I'm like,
Yeah, like you could.
I could.
But do you want to give those people a platform?
Yeah.
I mean, then again, I actually don't know that much about the Krazen situation. You know, like I don't want to talk into detail too much about that. Because I don't know, but like he was also young at the time. I don't know how bad it was. Because I don't want to get involved with that kind of stuff, right? I just as soon as I see that stuff, unless it's very like high profile and I'm sort of like forced into, you know, with certain names that were like big content creators. So, you know, I don't know, that kind of stuff. It's rough, but then again, like it might be, you could just preface it and say, we're here to just get some information out of this person. Like we don't condone who they are. We don't support them, but just, this is like, it's like, there are people that do interviews
that is true
on YouTube with like criminals, like this ex-gangster talking about like, yeah, you know, back in the day, I had to kill like 3 people to get an apple pie. And you're like, holy shoot, bro, an apple pie. You killed 3 people for an apple pie? And they're just like fully tatted up and like, you know, like, yeah, and I ripped out his tongue and I ate that too. And you're like, okay, like this is a YouTube video. It's monetized, and like there's just like gangsters, the crazy stuff they did. And that can be like interesting. It just depends on, do you want to go there? It's a personal thing, right? But I don't think there'd be that much pushback on it if you sort of framed it like you don't condone what they did, but you just want to like get into more details of their side of things, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it's your call. Do you want to get into the muck or not?
I mean, I've said this a couple times now. If what we plan is to just never stop doing interviews and more people will show up, like if we never decide to stop, then yes, eventually the Krazen interview will happen. But if we do decide to stop, like I told Vix I want the last episode to be Rob Top if he ever agrees. Like if in any world he ever agrees, he would be the final episode.
That's cool.
So
that would be awesome. Yeah,
that would be awesome. He would be the firework to the send off.
Absolutely. Are you gonna upload the whole thing uncut, or we cut apart and I can say something?
I can leave this out if you'd like.
Sure.
Holy shit! Really, dude? Oh my god.
Crazy, huh? Unbelievable. But yeah, it's true. Absolutely, it's true.
This is a cutout. Maybe when that happens, we would you be fine if we uploaded that uncut bit in the future if everything you said ends up happening?
Oh yeah, if it did. It did, yeah. Like I mean, I can tell people a little bit about what I said. So anyways, I was all alone and there were like 20 gangsters and I fought off like all of them. It was so cool.
Ooh, okay. Yeah.
I know, all at the same time. It was nuts. I just whipped out the nunchucks I had practiced because I used to practice them in my mom's basement. And I was like, "Wacha, look at me, yeah." So it was pretty cool.
This is another question that's tradition with these. What is your hottest take in Geometry Dash?
Dude, my hottest take in Geometry Dash. Oh yeah, so I've had a hot take in Geometry Dash that I've already said in a video, so I'll just say that one. And that was, interestingly enough, that we talked about this already a little bit. My biggest hot take at the time is I made a video about the Space UK hacking situation when it came out, just because it was a big thing. And Aeon gave me all the info about like, you know, all the other potential top 1 players there would have been without him. And I was like, oh, interesting. I was like, I think I should use my platform to like promote this a bit and like tell people who the real top ones were gonna be. So in that video, my biggest hot take in the community that I think got the most pushback was I said, but you know, Space has come clean, and if he's really apologetic, and clearly it looks like he is, then I would, if he promised never to hack again, I would absolutely welcome him back into the community like tomorrow. I was like, if he was really regretful about the actions that he took, because I think forgiveness is a very underrated thing that a lot of people online have really wanted to cancel people, and people that maybe have like some issues, addictions, problems, and they've done some bad things. Obviously there's a certain limit, you know, but like I've done some things, and they feel really bad about it. And some of those people, like, especially when it comes to just like hacking, even though it was a big scandal and it hurt like a lot of people who put tons of time and effort into the game, it's basically like cheating in the Olympics or something, right? Like obviously like that, it hurt people. But like if this person is really apologetic, and I think like maybe we should give them a chance and forgive them, like find it within our hearts, like people that hacked, like Andromeda, you know, was also really sorry about it, and Space UK, things like that. I was like, I could find it in my heart to forgive them. And I think that was a pretty hot take, because people were like, Eric, man, he ruined a lot of stuff. And I was like, I know, but like, we're human, we make mistakes, and he knows it was a mistake. He's not like, yeah, screw you, effers. I pulled the wool over your eyes, bitch. I'm out. You know, it wasn't like that. It was like he felt really bad about it, and he wants to be a better person. Let him be a better person then. Yeah. Like, you know, I think it's okay to do that with certain kinds of people that obviously don't cross a line. Like, you didn't murder someone.
I agree with that hot take. I've told people this before. Space UK is admirable now because he hacked all this. He hacked the hardest demon that he hacked, and now he's subjecting himself to beating Acheron. Like, and he is, I don't know if he'll go for anything harder. I do talk to him. He's been kind of subtle about it, but I do think it's very, like, we should look up to Space now. Like, he messed up. He made amends. He beat the Golden Legit, which was the first top one he hacked, and then the last top one hacked is Acheron, and now he's going for that. Like, that is the most respectable and admirable thing he could have done.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that, like, it is, even with all the criticism, he didn't just run and hide. He's like, well, this is my mistake. I've faced it. I've looked in the mirror, and I've come to realize that what I did was wrong, and I'm not going to do that again. So, and that is definitely an admirable thing. And I think that's definitely a hot take, though, because a lot of people really like to tear people down like that. But you know, I understand the anger, but I think it's much harder to forgive someone than it is to just like easily hate them. But I mean, I get the emotions, but man, I'd like to try to see the best in people. And I know we're all human. We do dumb stuff from time to time. Like, no one's squeaky clean. And if you are squeaky clean, what have you been doing?
What are you hiding
from
us?
Get out there and live life. Get out there and make mistakes so you can learn and become a better person. All right? Because that's how you become a better person. And clearly you don't need to make big mistakes like that. But like, you know, there's obviously a bunch of mistakes you'll come, like, fail at things, get better at things. And like, come on. Like, that's the way to live life. So, you know, Space UK going forward, maybe like in his life, there'll be a moment where someone will be like, hey bro, I got a shortcut to like $1 million. You just gotta like, just go and kill this lady's dog or something, you know? And he'll be like, no, I'm a good person now. I'm not gonna do that thing. So, because he's learned to not do the bad thing to make shortcuts in life, he's not gonna kill the dog for $1 million.
Yeah.
There you go, right? So, you know, you learn, and this was a big life lesson for him. So, he'll be a good person from now on, I think.
Yeah.
So great, right?
Yeah. Perfection is gained through imperfection.
Absolutely.
Nobody is born perfect.
Right. I made a lot of dumb mistakes in my life, but we're not going to talk about any of those when I was young. We're gonna leave those. Yeah.
Yeah, we will all be in our 30s and 40s like you and look back on our lives 20 years ago and think, oh God, I was an idiot.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, but you don't really do that because you look back on it and you're like, yeah, I was dumb, but I learned how to be like
Yeah.
much better. You know, like, okay, I was socially awkward and I've said a lot of like stupid things, messaged a lot of stupid things to people thinking it's funny. And I'm like, oh, that's so dumb. Like, you know, there's a lot of dumb things I've done that were embarrassing, but you know, like you learn and you move on, you become better and never do those things ever again.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go.
Yeah, you have it, guys. And
There you go. So let people make mistakes, but obviously be vigilant about it. You know, when they make a mistake, like call them out and be like, dude, that wasn't cool, and let them like self-reflect. Speaking of like sitting with those emotions, I'm sure Space had some long sessions of sitting with those emotions and you know, turning a new leaf. So but let people do that. Like let people use the negativity to become better people. And like I said, obviously within limits. Some people, like I said, some things obviously are pretty,
there's
pretty
no
bad.
going
Like,
back
you know,
on.
like when there's kids involved, and like, you know, it's like, hey guys, let's maybe that one you don't have to forgive that one. Like now that I have a kid, I'm like, you can just that person can leave forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, but like, yeah, I think things like this, and even things maybe a little more severe, like some forgiveness goes a long way to making the community like a better place and to make them better people as well.
Yeah.
And Space, if you're watching this, go beat Acheron.
Yeah, good
and
luck.
Prove to everyone you're good at the game. Good luck, yeah.
And I will kind of play off of that a little. So have you seen Twitter in the last like week?
I was in Japan. I just got back last night. Wasn't on GD Twitter very much. So fill me in. What happened this time?
Do you know who Wide Awake is?
Oh man, briefly saw the name flash on my Twitter once, like a few months ago. I'm not sure, but I have no idea what the situation is. No idea.
They great with connections. Oh my god, they one of Vortrox's mods. They worked for TCD.
Mm-hmm. I see.
They're really good with working with people. But they had a dark secret that I unfortunately knew about. I didn't know how to I'm going to use this little bit to kind of like make the most public statement I can.
Sure.
But I didn't know how to go about the situation, and I didn't know how to address it because I felt guilty knowing for too long, but I also felt like I didn't really have a choice but to kind of say something at this point in time because so what happened, I was in a call with people that did bad things. It was 3 people. One of them I knew nothing about. Another one of them I thought didn't do anything, and another one I knew had allegations, but I didn't know the extent of them for the longest time. And the reason why I was in that call was I was sleep deprived and I wasn't thinking, and I just kind of let it happen. I didn't add any of the people to the call. I may have like triggered it like an idiot, which was really stupid of me. I should never have done any of that. And
okay. So what was the thing you did wrong? Just being in the call?
People saying I platformed them because it was live streamed.
Oh.
And arguably,
I
mean, the Secret Way name was plastered on the live stream, so I guess you can argue that yes, but association with them and knowing something about one person in the call who was Wide Awake, who had, you said earlier, people involved with children, allegations.
Oh yeah, that's rough.
And I knew about it for a month, like the in-depth situation that they had. It was a month prior that I learned about it and actually did research, and I knew they were Wide Awake for the longest time before finding out about everything that they actually did. Okay. And the Wide Awake person ended up being a what people like to say, a Diddy blood.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's the new term, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hmm. I mean, I guess you did know, but like we're I mean, you didn't do anything, but I guess I mean it wasn't your stream though. It was someone else's stream, like you were invited on. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
It was I'll just say the name. His name is Takane. I don't know if he did anything wrong. I apparently people are saying he did, but I haven't been able to find anything other than him just like doubling down and being edgy about it. But
Sure.
um
Oh,
he
that's an interesting one. Yeah, I
yeah.
don't know. I don't know how to feel about that, but maybe like if there was some way you could have. I think it's just a missed opportunity that you could have talked to him about it then and been like, "Hey, bro, like, so what about this?" and like gotten it out of him, like sort of like as a research journalist, you know?
Yeah.
I think that would have been interesting. But I think, like you said, you were tired, so I think it's just like a missed opportunity. Really, you just
Yeah.
didn't want to go above and beyond at that point. Maybe it's something you could have like come out with later, just after getting something from him, sort of like a CoffeeZilla thing, like talking with people that do bad things and like getting them to admit them and like, you know, like you could have done it, but if you were just exhausted and we're like, okay, whatever, let's just get this done with, you know,
Yeah.
it's understandable.
Yeah, the stream I don't know why the stream started, but it was actually an interview. Kind of like
Mm.
this. And we were just talking. It was the person's final interview. It was the person that I got the inspiration from that I mentioned earlier. And it was going to be the final one because I was the second person he interviewed and he wanted me to be the final one. And obviously I do the same content. So he wanted to like end it off with a bang. It was a bang. The tweet about it got like 200K in like a day. So it was a bang, and I it's from my perspective it was just withholding information that I never should have withheld, and
Mm.
now I know to say something whenever
Sure.
I learn something about someone. But I will say I am glad I took the time and waited about it was 9 months since the Wide Awake account was created. That person folded under zero pressure and told me 3 days after.
Oh,
Like
okay.
I knew for the longest time. I'm glad though that I didn't say anything until they had a platform, because it is going to be really hard for them to come back, because if I said something immediately when they were unknown, nobody would have like batted
Mhm.
an eye at it, and they could have made another account to just show up and I wouldn't have known about that. And I hope that the attention to this situation can keep them out of the community.
Sure. Yeah, I mean that's fair, you know, like it ended up working out in the long run with how he came forward and had basically admitted to everything. So yeah, I think it was good. Like, were you the one that outed them after he told you everything, or I don't know what the situation is.
Yes. So we were addressed privately by someone who made an initial tweet saying at Secretway is platforming these people, and by like being on their stream and like interacting with these people. And I told them like I didn't know anything about the one guy. The other guy, I thought he was just like an edgy person on the internet, and the other guy, I only learned like freshly new information that I learned about them. And then me and Vix were talking to each other because I told Vix as well, like early on. And I don't know when Vix learned about like what they did, but I just know that since June was when Vix knew that Wide Awake equaled this person. So Vix didn't know for as long as I did. And Vix DM'd me. He was like, "Do we tell people Wide Awake equaled this person?" And I'm like, you know what? I want to get this off my shoulder. I'm sick of knowing this and not being able to tell anybody. So we told them, they made the tweet, and everything came out. And I think this is 3
Okay.
days ago now.
Wow, I missed a lot on Trash Twitter when I was away. Yeah, that's wild. Well, I mean, in the end, you did the right thing, so I don't think there's any fault of your own. I would say if there's any way in the future, like while you're in a call with them, like try to get them to admit stuff live or like ask, maybe probe just like a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, but you were tired, so whatever. That's honestly a really hard thing to do too. Like just having the balls to like do that live to someone. It's way different than just sending them a message. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And I will say there was someone that did join that I did want to confront. I won't say anything here because like I don't know the full, so I'm not fully knowledged on it. I just know surface level stuff, and I haven't seen any statements that they've made. But there was someone that we added that I wanted to confront, but if I remember correctly, I was just talked over. So that was another factor.
Yeah, it sucks.
But
Yeah, some people are like that.
Yeah.
When it comes to like conversations. Yeah.
Yeah, it was unfortunate, but at the end of the day, everyone involved, at most, guilty by association with the person. I don't know of any factual wrongdoings by these people other than the one person.
Oh, so they're under fire too?
Yeah.
Everyone. Oh man.
Everyone.
I guess they all knew.
Every single person was under fire. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just.
Ouch. I mean, yeah, that guilty by association, that happens, man. Like, I think I've been called out before for like someone that I had worked with that I had to deal through, but I'm not going to go into too much detail.
Yeah. But for me, it's just like, we're the biggest name and I need to hold responsibility for that. And I have all them blocked. I have not talked to a single one of them since like a day after, when trying to just like address stuff. Actually, I didn't even have direct contact with any of them after I blocked them. I just said stuff to people who asked questions about my perspective, and the screenshots were shared. Obviously, I'm perfectly fine with anybody showing screenshots, because I know from my perspective what happened to me, but to other people, I won't speak on their behalf. So
interesting. Yeah. Well, I had no idea that went down. So, damn, that's some spicy drama.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even really call that drama. It's spicy allegations, I guess.
Spicy reveal.
Yeah, spicy reveal. Holy. Yeah, it's interesting how people in power do things like that, because like you have a lot going for you. So why would you ruin it just for like that? You know, why? Like, what's the point?
And I'm not gonna lie, I've tried to drive. Like, I've talked to the person behind the Wide Awake account that did things. I've tried to drive them away from this community in private so many times, like telling them, "Hey, you should just go to a different community." Like, I did not want them here, and I couldn't do anything. So, coming out about it publicly, hoping they A, take the time to progress as a person, and B, go somewhere else. Please.
Yeah, where there's not a bunch of kids playing this game, because this is a very like, this is a game that kids love.
Yeah.
Jeez, man.
Yeah, it was huge. But we'll go to this question. It is another tradition one. It's the last traditional question.
Okay.
What is your biggest regret in your GD career?
Oh, my biggest regret is to not start grinding out Extreme Demons when I was younger. Why am I beating RGB when I'm 39 years old, when I probably could have gotten through it in like 2017 if I would have just dedicated myself? Like, I could have, and then I could have been like near the top of the leaderboards. I could have been like, you know, that could have been crazy, right?
Yeah.
Now that I know what I'm capable of, and why I'm kicking myself in the butt, because I thought everything was so impossible. My progress was so slow, and I wasn't a pure GD content creator until like 2021 or whatever.
Yeah.
But still, like, I dreamed, like, man, imagine how good it would be to be good enough at this game to beat Sonic Wave. That's impossible for you. You'll never do it. Like, why didn't I just grind it out back then? Obviously, it would have been with a mouse. It would have been way more awful, but I could have gotten the skills to be able to beat things like Sonic Wave and Yada when I was younger. And I really wish I would have started that, because maybe right now I could be beating, obviously with my age, I wouldn't be beating like crazy hard. I wouldn't be beating like top levels, but maybe I could be like trying to beat something like Zodiac or something like above that in difficulty, like in my
Yeah.
current state right now. And maybe I could just be a lot better at the game. So I definitely, my biggest regret is to not start grinding out harder levels earlier and to not put as much emphasis on that. Like I wish I would have just started streaming Extreme Demons in like 2017 and never stopped.
Okay.
That's about it. Other than that, I don't really have any regrets. Like in terms of content creation wise, I mean, obviously there's the I wouldn't really call it a regret though, but there's always those moments of like you see like a really neat idea for a video pop up, you're like, why didn't I think of that? Like, you know, that's like I wouldn't know if that's a regret, right?
Yeah, that'll always happen with content creation.
Yeah. So that stuff like that happens. But like, yeah, my biggest regret is to not grind earlier. I really think I could be much better at the game at this point. But I mean, all I can do is keep pushing forward now and seeing how good I can get pushing into my 40s.
Honestly, same. That would be one of my biggest regrets is okay, it's a running meme on our channel that I always bring up Zodiac when I talk to people because that's what I've been going for the last 6.5 years now.
Oh yeah, it has been that long, hasn't it? Wow.
Yeah, and that's my biggest regret is going for it. It falls all the way down and just still going for it for some reason. Like my problem is I fell into a trap where I started liking the level, and I think I'm probably one of the few people that'll give it a 10 out of 10. Like I the level is so fun. The rhythm compared to the gameplay is, I don't know, it's just the click pattern compared, like the click pattern with the song and the decoration is very nice the entire way through. I like that it's long, so when you're reaching the end, it's like, holy crap, I'm about, like, I could do it, I'm getting far. Like, I don't see any downsides to that level, and my biggest regret is still going for it after this long.
Yeah, that's a long time. I don't know if I've heard of anyone going for a level that long. 6.5 years.
Yeah, the only proof I have of it is a clip from December 8th of 2021 of me doing TMN for the first time.
Wow. Do you think you're ever going to beat the level?
100%. I've been learning new techniques lately. People have been helping me, like, on how to abuse start positions, like, to the fullest potential, because they help a lot. Like, start positions,
for sure.
Like, one of the best things that happen to top play is start position, switcher and all that. And
sure. Mega Hack is goated, man.
yeah. And yeah, I said springtime, maybe even early summer. Who knows? Maybe I could beat it for the 7-year anniversary of the level being created.
That'd be sick. And I think that goes like a long way for beating levels. This is something that I learned when I was playing Yada a lot, was sometimes the click pattern that you thought was the best click pattern, you're like, you know what? Well, some other people, they don't do it like this, but I do it like this because it works for me.
Yeah.
You know? Sometimes it's not the most efficient and best way to do it, and you just gotta put in the effort. And it sucks to put in the effort because relearning something takes a while to get it into your muscle memory.
Yeah.
But sometimes you gotta suck up the pride and just relearn it in a different way. Because I had to do that with Yada. I had to relearn this ship part right after the drop. It just kept on killing me, and people said, that's not one of the harder parts of the level, bro. Why are you dying there? But I don't know why. It was because I had my red icon on a red background. I had to switch my icon to blue, but I also had to, like, there's this like kind of block you can land on, and normally I just straight flew through it, but I just like started aiming for the block to land on and then like kind of bouncing off it and flying, and then it was like 100% consistent. But it took me like, why did it take me months to suck up the pride and just be like, part that's killing you, maybe we should just sit down for an hour with it and just figure things out. And like I did, and then I got so good at it. But I was so long of doing that part wrong that I wasted so many attempts. Like, what an idiot, you know? So good advice is like, and once I started doing Sonic Wave, I started like, I went into that being like, okay, let's change the pattern if it's not working. And I got much better, quicker at it, just going in with that flexible mentality.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, like you gotta be flexible. Even though the first way you practice it seems to be the best. There's probably a various other possibilities of click patterns you can do to get through there.
Yeah. Yeah, I am definitely a victim of people telling me, "Why don't you do it this way?" And I'm like, "Oh, this way is better for me." And then I do the other way that they're recommending. And I'm like, "Oh my god, it's like I'm getting past this 90% of the time compared to the 65% that I was getting past it like before."
That's right, man. Yeah, but it sucks because it's definitely a moment where you got to suck up the pride and be like, well,
Yeah.
yeah, that click pattern that I made, it's actually just dog water, bro.
And so brought up Yatagrasu and Sonic Wave, and obviously the RGB the whole time. Rank the RGB trilogy levels from best to worst.
Oh, that's easy. Yada number 1, Erebus number 2, Sonic Wave number 3. You want to know why? I guess I should. I mean, wait, we're here, right? Okay, so we'll start with Sonic Wave. Now, even though Sonic Wave is ranked number 3, I like Sonic Wave more than I thought I was gonna like it. I thought I would really dislike the level because Aeon hates Sonic Wave. And he was like, dude, you're gonna hate it. It's full of choke points and he disliked it. And he's also he's really good at the game, but still he takes the longest to learn wave parts. So he told me like just get ready for a nightmare of a level. I was like, okay. I was going into it with sort of this expectation this level was gonna be awful. And there were awful parts about it. There were parts that I really didn't like. But when the level's good, man, it feels pretty good to play. I like some of the wave patterns. I dislike the choke points.
Yeah.
And I really dislike like the first yellow orb click is just so annoying to get through where it's just you die there all it's so awful. I hate it so much. And then sometimes like in the ship part where you're transitioning into the ball, like you can hit the jump pad in a weird way too early or whatever, and then like you bounce and hit the side of the platform. There's like so many deaths that just piss you off when you die to it, and it's so frustrating. But overall, like I got really consistent at the ball. That people say is one of the hardest parts of the level, and I was getting really consistent at the level by the end of it. It's just dying to the choke point of like 48%, that like 60 hertz frame perfect, was a little disconcerting at times. It pissed me off a lot. But also I really don't like tight corridor sort of spam. And it isn't really spam, but for an old guy like me, I guess it's almost adjacent to spam, where you're going through like those tight, like straight corridors. Cause sometimes I just like go through them too high or too low and die. Like those parts piss me off. Other than that, like some of the wave gameplay was actually, I felt like pretty well thought out and fun. So Sonic Wave, like if I was going to put this on a tier list of like A to F, like it's not like F. Like some people just hate it, right? I also don't think it's the greatest thing of all time. It was just like it was just kind of okay. So maybe I'd put it like on if it was like A to F, maybe like a C tier experience or something, like a low C, C minus we'll call it. It was just like it was good. It was satisfying. But I think the reason why I rank it as high as I do compared to some people that really dislike the level is I was actually pretty good at the second wave. I don't know why, but like from the second drop, you go through like the slow part and then you go to the duel. And then after that, there's like the notorious part where people say is just one of the hardest parts of the level because it's a very like awkward set of wave clicks where you're the upside down wave.
Yeah.
So that part, people hate that part. I actually was pretty good at that part, and I really liked the way it flowed. Of course, I still died there, but not as much as other people. Like, I think I beat it with less deaths there than most people would, like percentage-wise, you know? Because Aeon told me he like died there like 100 times or something. And I was like, I definitely got there like maybe 30 times tops, but in my 30 times of getting to the second wave, like I beat the level, right?
Yeah.
So like I was pretty consistent at the second wave, and I liked it. So I think because I was, that helped my enjoyment of the level. Like some people, that click pattern just doesn't jive with them for some reason, but I was able to do that a lot easier than others for some reason. I don't know why.
Huh. Yeah. When you mentioned the second wave, I was like, second wave, and then you mentioned upside down wave, and I'm like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. A lot of people
Yeah.
do not like that part.
They
He's
don't.
right.
Yeah, but I jive like so I don't know how much you know about my streams when I was doing it, but I fluked from I had died to the cube before that part, and then
Yeah.
from dying to like a stupid death to the cube at like 65 or something, I actually got 65 to 92. So the first ever time I made it to the second wave, I got past it to the third wave,
Ooh.
which that doesn't happen. Like people say like how did you do that? Like that's not supposed to happen on the Sonic Wave grind. You're not supposed to fluke that part, but I might be like one of the only people to have fluked that part if Sonic Wave was like a new hardest, which it was for me. Obviously,
Yeah.
if Zoink's like, I'm just gonna go and beat Sonic Wave, obviously like he probably could fluke that pretty easily. But like as someone who's going for it as a new hardest, that is something that just doesn't happen. And so it was weird. Like in that one attempt when I was there, I went from like nervousness. I was like, oh, I'm at the second wave. Come on, let's perform. And then I was like making it through the second wave, and I was like, it went from nervousness to just like, what the hell am I doing here? Like, how am I this far? And like, it went from nervousness to like, I was just like calm. And I was like, I don't deserve to be here right now. And I made it to the third wave, and then I died like a stupid death. But that death that I had died to at 92%, that attempt, that was only 8 streams in. And that would be the best percentage I would have until I beat the level like 22 streams later.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It was quite the fluke.
Well, that I definitely did not know about that fluke.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, like,
Yeah.
If I go
Crazy.
for Sonic Wave, I feel like I'm gonna die a lot at that second wave.
I did too. I mean, I ended up, of course, going through the motions of dying there,
Yeah.
like, but just not as much as other people do, I think.
Yeah, but also
Yeah.
good job.
Yeah, it
That's
was
impressive.
insane. I mean, I was like, at that point, I was like, man, I can't believe I made it. I guess I can beat this level, which I thought was impossible up until that point, because took me like a few streams just to get past the headbangers once. That
Oh
part.
yeah.
Yeah, that part was so rough for me for a long time. Even like after I got the 92, the headbanger still killed me a lot. Well, anyways, so Sonic Wave, about like a C- experience. Had some cool wave parts. I liked the way the second wave flowed, which helped boost it up. But the choke points were so annoying. And the parts with like, I would much rather have tight corridors than spikes in the corridor, like jutting out.
Yeah.
So that part, like some of those parts, frustrated me, especially like the slow parts. So I died there a lot. But overall, it was not bad. It's all right. Then Erebus, I would put as like a high B tier. Erebus is just fun, bombastic, you know? It's got some really fun parts. The robot at the beginning of the level is really fun and consistent. It's a little choke pointy at 40%. And I gotta say, like, the title card buildup is so long. It's so long. It's like Erebus for like 7 or 8 seconds. And I'm like, okay, let's get it over with. Oh my God, every time. And then it suddenly shoots you into some, like, the hardest part in the level. And like getting used to that was a little frustrating. And the dual part after, where there's like this memorization part, was also a little frustrating because it's really hard to see. And one thing that I really don't like in Geometry Dash is I don't like parts that have limited vision. I just like to see what I'm doing. Like, make it hard, but like blurry parts or dark parts or memory parts even, I just don't jive with very well. Like, I love watching people do that because I think it's really cool looking. Like watching people do limbo, but that's not my style of gameplay. Like I wouldn't enjoy that, obviously, right? So Erebus, there's like the dual part where it's like hidden. And that was kind of annoying, which is why it's not like an A tier experience. And then the end of the level is just really fun. It's got some wave parts, but it's good, man. It's just a good, like solid, nice. I guess I'd call it B tier level because we're going A to F.
Yeah.
So no S, right? Yeah. So it's like a nice solid like high B tier level. And then Yada is one of my favorite grinds in the game. So that's just like a high A. I don't know if I like Artificial Ascent or Yada more as for like hard levels I've done, because I like both of those pretty equally. But Yada just has a special place in my heart, and it does get really consistent. And so it's such a fun experience because it's just like this consistent sort of difficulty level that spans over 3 minutes, and it just tests like your it tests your bravery. All right, you're a nerve control, right? Really tests you, and I like that because like at the end you're like, I've done this ending many times.
Yeah.
But now that I've been playing this level for like 2.5 minutes, like, am I gonna shit my pants and be like, oh, it's the time, or am I gonna just like calm and like just go through and beat the end, right? But it does get consistent, so you do get some consistent attempts there. But it's an interesting experience because much like Zodiac, what you're doing is like when you're a minute and a half into the level, which is halfway through the level,
Yeah.
you start to get a little nervous, but you still have a minute and a half left, and you're like, oh boy, you are in for a really hectic minute and a half here. Like once you get past Michigan in Yada. But I liked it. It was exciting, but it wasn't like super choke point heavy. There was one little choke point at the end, but that part did get pretty consistent over time. In Lugia, there's like a wave part. But like overall, I found that decently consistent. So like, man, I don't know. I just overall really liked it. I really liked the intensity of the music that goes with it, because it really feels like this sort of intense experience. Like it feels like that's how like a top 1 should look and feel, where it's just like really in your face with like loud sounds, but not like super just sort of generic electronic-y. It's like sort of like you're fighting a boss, right? In like a game.
Yeah.
It's like got that like of electronic sort of like boss theme going on. I just overall like the vibe of it. And I liked it a lot. I liked how exciting it was to stream it. And when you get far, like in the corner of my eye, my peripheral vision, seeing like chat blow up for like a minute and a half when you're at 50%. It was just fun. Like it was just fun, man. I liked it. It was good.
Hell yeah.
Well, yeah, A. A high A tier for me.
Sweet. Yatagarasu high A. Erebus mid B, you said?
A high B, mid B. I don't know. It's around there. It's hard to say. I'd say high B because it is it's just really fun when it's good.
Or B plus, I guess we could say.
Yeah, B plus. It's just there's a couple parts that bring it down.
And then Sonic Wave C minus.
Yeah, but still an enjoyable C minus.
Well, sweet.
It's not dog shit. Like, because there's a couple levels I've played. Like, yeah, that's like nice, good compliment, right? Well, it wasn't dog shit, so yeah. But like Sock Up in Hell, I just like that level's like dog shit, man. I hate that level so much. It's so bad. It's like cool. That's a hard like wave challenge. It's like you do one part and then you do like some middle parts, and it's like now let's do it again. Like why? Like just put something else there. It's so bad. I don't like. I get zero enjoyment out of Sock Up in Hell. Like there was no fun that I had in that level.
Yeah, I can imagine that level only wave predominantly wave, probably because just it being 1.9, everyone was bad at the wave and we were learning. And then I know I think Nubis was the one that made it. I think he was like trying to just get the hardest thing he could think of for the top players.
For sure. But the thing is I think there was an older version that had like a dual wave at the end, where like the third wave, which is just the third wave is just like a copy of the second wave.
Yeah.
So I think like originally there was, but people were like, that's too hard. So for some reason on the Trusted version, they're like, well, we'll just copy and paste the second wave on there. Like that's what makes it so terrible. Like maybe if there was some unique parts at the end, but like you just copy and pasted like 2 hard sections back to back. I wouldn't have minded like a third hard section that was completely different, but like it's like, yeah, it's just like you did it once, now let's do it again. Like it's so dumb. It's just such a dumb level. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like Sock Up in Hell, and there's not many levels that I don't like. Okay, I usually find enjoyment in some levels, but Sock Up in Hell is just like it's one of the only ones I really don't like. That, and I wasn't a big fan of Aftermath either, but Aftermath I didn't dislike as much as Sock Up in Hell for sure.
Yeah, I don't think there will ever be an Aftermath enjoyer.
Yeah, like come on, like hyper light click at the end once you've gone through all the hard parts. Like you guys, you psychopath. You psycho. Yeah, so I don't take that back. You psycho. What were you thinking? I'm just kidding.
Especially when...
I remember what guys. Oh, sorry, you go on first.
Oh,
actually.
I was just gonna say, especially at the time when it was made, like.
Oh yeah. Light clicking used to be hard, man. Way harder than now. Side device is a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Right. But I forget, what was that? Do you remember the name of the guy who made Aftermath? I forget the original, but he got named. It was like Obama something. I forget. Like, what was the name? Aftermath GD creator. It's got to be. It was made by Xfinity and verified by DeMeister. Or Sacho. Yeah, originally it was hacked and uploaded by Sacho, but then it was the guy like Sacho, he got hacked or something. He got his name changed, and it was the funniest name for the longest time. But I can't remember it. But I'm trying to look on the wiki for it. But it was just the funniest name. It was something about like, it wasn't like Obama Rebirth. That's Dansman's level.
Oh yeah.
But it was the funniest thing. It was when I beat it too, and obviously it got fixed. I think it got re-uploaded on like another account or something. Oh man.
Yeah, I have not heard about this.
Yeah, it's too bad. Yeah. Oh well. I mean, I'll message you after when I figure it out. It was so funny. Anyways, yeah, we'll move on from that. But I wish I remembered.
If you remember, you can comment on the interview tomorrow, and then I can pin it.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna look up my my video of it right now. Let's see. Oh, this Barack Hussein.
Barack
like Saddam Hussein and Barack Obama together. Yeah, so that was the name for like a few months or something when I was playing the level. Barack Hussein.
That's funny. I had not heard about that.
Yeah. So I don't know how long that was on, but obviously I think it's on Xanity's account or something.
Yeah.
I have no idea whose account it's on, but it's not on Barack Hussein's account.
But obviously, current hardest is Sonic Wave, right?
Yeah, that's right. Sonic Wave.
What is your next hardest that you have planned, if you have one planned?
Ooh, well, I mean, I'll tell you the selection of 3 that I'm thinking about.
Okay.
For next one. Undecided yet, because I was in Japan. Now I've come back. I would like to do, obviously, Bloodlust is a big one I want to do. I don't know if that'll be next, but I might do it next, but we'll see. And then I really like the robot game mode. I was thinking of maybe just going for Shardscapes. Is considered harder than Bloodlust.
Yeah.
But I really like the robot. And then also, if I want to just do something that's a little bit harder than Sonic Wave, I would love to finish the Technology Trilogy at some point, which is Artificial Ascent, Digital Ascent, and the one I haven't done, which is like maybe 15 spots higher on the all-rated Extreme Demons list, Cybernetic Crescents.
Yeah. Which
is something I need to do at some point. So it depends, like, how much higher do I want to jump, right? So it's, yeah, I'm going to have to figure that out.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't know yet, but I'm leaning towards just going all in Bloodlust. But I don't know yet.
Gotcha. Yeah, I saw a couple people in our little community post asking you about Cybernetic Crescent, and obviously, you did beat Digital Ascent and Artificial Ascent. I knew about that, but I didn't know you didn't beat Cybernetic Crescent.
Yeah, well, it's considered harder than Sonic Wave, so it's pretty tough. And I was really focused on the RGB for a long time. So yeah, haven't beaten Cybernetic yet, because that would be a new hardest.
Okay.
Yeah. So RGB was something when I set out to do, I didn't actually. I was 50-50 on whether I'd actually go through with it or not. I was like, I'll just set my sights a little higher than I think I'm capable of, and we'll see what happens. And so me having beaten this has filled me with a bit of confidence to try something a bit harder. But a lot of people want to see me do Bloodlust because I made a video playing it in practice mode in like 2018 when it got released. And I was like, this is so funny because I'll never be able to do this. Look how many attempts it's taken me. Haha. And like, if I'm somehow able to beat that, that's just going to be epic. You know, people are going to love that. I think there's clips of me with all these levels that I've beaten now saying something along the lines, like many years back, like, haha, that's funny. I guess next thing people are going to want me to do is Sonic Wave. Like how I do that, you know? I think there's like clips of me like 8 years ago saying stuff like that. So it's funny, you know, being able to beat some of these levels now.
Oh, look at this Thinking Space 2 level. What the heck? No way I'd beat that.
Well, I have said that when I've played it, but I think that's one that's going to remain like that.
Yeah, I guess this pans well into the next question. that I did want to ask. Um, what do you think could be your final hardest?
Well, my final hardest was Bloodbath, and then my final hardest was what was my final hardest after? Was it Artificial Ascent? I think it was Artificial Ascent. And then my final hardest after that was Yada, and then it was the RGB trilogy. So, yeah, I don't know.
It'd just be natural.
Honestly, and don't have no idea. I'll tell you what, because I still feel like I'm the best. I am the best at the game I've ever been. What a tragedy it would be to give up and stop playing now.
Yeah.
When I am in my prime, I guess, at 39 years old.
That's impressive. Being in your prime and almost your 40s.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. But I think it's one of those things that you dedicate yourself enough. Age doesn't matter as much as you think it does. There's certain ways to learn like you're younger. It just takes a bit more effort. But you definitely can do something like this, especially I guess it'd be a little different for me because I've just been playing games for a very long time. Like I was the kid on the block that could beat Super Mario Brothers 3 on the Nintendo, and all the kids would be like, "We want to see what the ending's like because we can't beat Bowser." And I was like, "Guys, I'll show you." Or like one of my friends loved Resident Evil. They loved like Resident Evil 1 and 2, like the original games, right?
Yeah.
They couldn't beat it. It was too hard for them. So they want to see the story. They'd be like, let's go and watch Eric beat the Resident Evil games, right? So I've had people watching me play games, doing hard stuff in video games for like ever since I was young. So, you know, like I'm kind of just familiar. Like doing hard things in games isn't new to me.
Yeah.
But if I was to jump on Geometry Dash for the first time at 39 years old, having like not been a gamer, yeah, of course it would be a little bit different, right?
Yeah.
But you know, I've had a controller in my hand since I can remember, since my parents like put a controller in my hand, right? When I was like 2 years old. Like, hey, try this Nintendo thing. So yeah, and I've been doing all sorts of hard stuff. I used to play rhythm games too. Like I'm really good at Dance Dance Revolution, if you know what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do some pretty hard songs still. I'm not as good as I used to be. But I played some DDR in Japan, and I still like pretty hard song that made me sweat like after one track. So yeah, I'm pretty good at like DDR. I played some Guitar Hero. I was pretty good. I could do most of the expert songs except for one, just like hardest one, the Through Fire and Flames. That was popular way back when.
That's definitely the hardest one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously people do like custom tracks that are like infinitely harder than those now. But like in the game when I played, that was like the hardest, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I could do like all the songs, and so rhythm games have always been my cup of tea. So, you know, even though I'm pretty good and I'm 39, I've been playing similar adjacent games to Geometry Dash for so long that it's like just putting on an old nice warm pair of socks playing GD like it has been all these years, which is why my biggest regret was not starting Extreme Demons earlier, because I could have if I wanted to.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna regret. I don't actually regret. It's just like if I had a regret, that's what it would be. It's like the past is the past. Now I'm just gonna focus on the present, which is gonna be grinding out like some harder levels now. Yeah, so that's what I got to do, and I think I'll be able to. We'll see. We'll see how far I can actually push it.
Hell yeah, rhythm gamer for life.
Yeah, let's go.
So I do kind of do silly, fun activities with people usually.
Sure.
And I felt this was very fitting for you, considering you're very OG in this community. But creating a Geometry Dash Mount Rushmore.
Wow, dude, it would be I think putting myself on there would just be insane. I don't know. It's like you can't ask me to do that.
Well,
but if I was gonna create Mount Rushmore, I certainly would. Some names pop up.
Yeah. There's we can do a criteria. How Nepesta did it. When I asked him, he did 4 separate Mount Rushmores, and then one of each category into one Mount Rushmore the best he could,
Okay.
and it will be player, level creator, content creator, and we used to do hacker slash modder, but Paco recommended that I do music artist instead. So we'll go with that.
Interesting.
And
Yeah,
we-
there's so many facets
Yeah.
in the community, isn't there? Yeah.
There is. And we can start with player. So 4 players on a Mount Rushmore that you can think of.
I mean, this one is going to be obvious for me as a longtime player in the game, and I'm putting Riot on the Mount Rushmore, and I think I'm pretty sure a lot of people do. But the reason why I put Riot on Mount Rushmore is he was one of the first players. I mean, there were a couple like Gyron,
Yeah.
however you pronounce it, that had beat like Cataclysm before he did, that I had learned when I made a video that I didn't know that history. It was interesting. But like he beat Bloodbath, you know, and so he was the first top player to show like, yeah, you can really truly push the boundaries of this game way further than you think you can. And so he was the first person to do that. And so he paved the way for all the other top players to keep the game going. Without Bloodbath, without Riot, I think the history of the game would be so different that maybe the game would have even died in a certain way, because that brought so much hype to the game. And so when I think of Mount Rushmore, I think of like, you know, in America, the Mount Rushmore is like people. I don't even know who all. I'm not American. I am American. I'm a dual citizen, but I was born and raised in Canada.
Yeah.
But it's like the people who created the country and made it what it is today, right? Like you wouldn't like, even if like there's some presidents that have made the country like really well today. Like I'm not gonna pick a side on which one because it's gonna get very political. But we'll just say like you wouldn't see like, you know what, we got to etch Obama or Trump on there like right now, you know, like get out the chisel. Like you wouldn't see it. You'd see like people that sort of pave the way for like these other people to blossom. So I would, for player, it's Riot for me.
Okay. Do you wanna do 3 more, or do you want to do the main Mount Rushmore instead?
Oh sure. If there's 3 more players, this one I'm just gonna start naming like some of the top players. Obviously, Zoink has got to be on there for being like insane. And other names who've beaten like a lot of the top, I would say Nswish, he beat a lot of top levels, like the whole list, didn't he?
Yeah, he beat the whole main 70.
He beat the whole list.
I think it was like,
yeah, that's
like
crazy.
I don't even think it was a year. No, I think it was like just over a year since he started, which is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, so Nswish for sure, and that was amazing at the time. But like Riot, Nswish, Zoink, and are there any others that just absolutely push the boundary of like top play? I'm sure there's a lot of others. I mean,
some people bring up Sunix because he beat the.
I was gonna say Sunix
top 49.
He did, because he did too. He beat the top 49. Yeah. I was thinking Sunix, but then I was thinking there's got to be other people who have beaten like a massive amount on the list or like push the boundary.
Yeah.
I would put, just because of the dedication of Grief,
Ooh.
I'm gonna put Doggy on there. I don't think I've ever seen someone grind like a level that hard. I mean, there obviously has been like behind the scenes, but like the consistent streams and like, everything is pretty insane.
No, you're right.
So I'm gonna have to show my boy some love and put Doggy on there.
Yeah.
Because it's funny. There's gonna be 2 faces because I might put him on the content creator one too.
I've said this. He is the most underrated mixed player. Like people, I don't think people really focus a lot on the fact that he is a player creator, content creator, all at the same time. Like I'm waiting for him to start making music.
Yeah, that's right. That's the last part. He just needs to do that because he made the level. What's it called? The End is Here.
The
is that what it's
here.
called?
He made
End is Here. Yeah.
gang related level. He made. I forgot what the other name is, but he got like 3 levels rated after he made End is Here. Such a good level.
Yeah, I'm excited to play that level for sure. I haven't even played it yet. What am I doing? I've been so busy lately. But yeah, like I'd put him up there for player. So it goes Riot, Doggy, Zoink, and Nswish, I think is what I'd put.
Sweet. Yeah, Doggy definitely deserves to be up there as well. I don't think people realize. I don't think we've ever had someone reach 300 streams for one level.
Yeah, yeah, it's a lot of dedication.
Like we've had
Insane.
200, we've had a lot of hundreds. But I don't think we've ever
Hmm.
had 300.
Yeah, yeah, it's wild, man. Yeah, I think you gotta show props to that.
Yeah. And then the next one will be level creator.
Oof, well, definitely first name that comes to mind who I've supported since the very beginning that I just love is Sir Punch.
Mm.
Yeah, Sir Punch is going on there for sure. He might be the one I'd put on the actual Mount Rushmore. Sir Punch, Blee. Blee has really pushed the boundaries of the game recently with like Rage Quit and Change of Scene, things like
Yeah.
that. Thing is, it's hard to put another two on there because I really love those creators, but then there's some creators that make a lot of really cool things. I guess to get like a modern, like a very modern one. Well, Blee's pretty modern as well. But Arclea.
Arclea.
Is it Arclea? Am I saying that name wrong? Arclea. Geez, I might.
How do you spell it?
Yeah, Arclea, Arcila, is the one that was the head of Astralith, and
Oh.
the one that was in charge of the Geometry's gangster rap.
Okay. I've never
Yeah.
heard of this person.
Yeah, I think a newer-ish creator, but a lot of their levels are very cartoony and very well animated. And Astrolith is one of my new favorite levels, and also the GD Gangster rap, also just being a part of it. It's a bit biased, but I really absolutely love the GD Gangster rap.
No, that's a good
So
level.
that's up there. So Arclea for sure for like modern stuff, Blee for like modern and last update 2.1. Serpunge for like early to modern. Serpunge is still doing stuff now and like a game designer and stuff. And then I kind of got to put, I feel like one that's a little bit earlier as well. Actually, yeah, I got one right now, Zobros.
Ah.
Just for like the classic way he pushed certain levels, like creating 9 circles levels, like a whole
Yeah.
genre of level in the
Yeah.
game is insane. And also just doing like unique levels, like one of my favorite ones. Why am I just brain farting like some names today? Too. Dude, with the gray slow level,
Acropolis.
Acropolis. Why did I brain fart that so bad? Like I've never brain farted the name of that level ever before. But oof. Speaking of old age, like I'm still good at Geometry Dash, but the memory's fading, I guess. My God. So yeah, Acropolis, like like okay, let's do a level that's completely slow, but still really intense, right?
Yeah.
Like at that time, that's like pushing the boundaries, right? Like who would think of something like that? Um, and yeah, cool, man. Like lots of Zobros really, I think, pushed the boundary of creating back in the day with some cool ideas.
Yeah.
But oh god, but. Mm. Okay, so we have Zobros, Serpunge,
Blee.
Arclea, and Blee. But man, I really want to put Kermal in there somewhere.
Oh. Maybe I gotta create like a 5-headed thing for like
Yeah.
player creators.
Yeah. Like because I love Kermal's gameplay. It's wacky and I love it because it's wacky. It's so good. Dude, who would I replace it with though? I don't know. Would I replace Arclea or if I say 5, that's just cheating. I don't want to be a dirty, filthy cheater. So like, can't do that. Oh my god. I love Arclea, but I think I'd have to replace Arclea with Kermal.
Hmm.
That's a hard one to do though, because I love Arclea. I don't know. Yeah, well maybe just 5-headed beast. We'll just like mix them all together and it'll be like some weird like 5-headed creature. Yeah. 'Cause
Well,
it's so hard to choose.
if you choose Carmal over Arclea, shout out to Arclea.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Arclea. Go follow. Follow her. No, I actually, you know what? I think I'd switch Zobros with Kerbal.
Ooh.
Actually, I like Zobros and he like pioneered a lot of stuff. But I think Kermal, just with his uniqueness and quirkiness, I think I just like it a little more. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay.
Okay, so that's mine.
That's
Although Zobros, we'd carve him into the bottom. like at the tourist entrance. Like
So,
there'd be a little plaque with him on there.
sorry, Zobros. We know you made Love Baba, and we know that's the most influential level in the game, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was right. That is like a little plaque. Be like, this guy's also cool. Check him out.
yeah. And then content creator. This one could
Oh,
be interesting.
um. So content creator wise, geez, this one is really hard because I like for Mount Rushmore, you kind of want to cover like some different eras of content creation,
Yeah.
right? And so like Nepesta for one,
Mm-hmm.
to cover that sort of era. It was like the 2020 era. When he beat Kinos and was
Yeah.
trying out a bunch of stuff, Extreme Demon Roulette. I feel like you gotta put Nepesta on there.
100%.
There's so many good new content creators though, where I feel like it's very like there wasn't as many for a long time, and now there's a lot. So it's hard to like choose just one that represents the new era. But I would say like Nepesta goes on there. I'm pretty sure Doggy goes on there too. We got Doggy twice because he doesn't work on his main channel like as much as I think he should. I really wish he would upload more frequently because his ideas are amazing. But I guess he does run TCD now, or helps to run it. I don't know exactly know how the back end works, but it seems like he's one of the main guys that runs the ideas and stuff.
Yeah.
So like he's very good at making content ideas. So he's got to go on there. So Nepesta, Doggy was funny because Doggy was Nepesta's editor. So Nepesta, Doggy, and so now we'll go to like sort of new gen. Oh man, it's really hard to pick
It is.
because like a part of me wants to go like King Samalot or Vortrox for like the dedication to streaming. But there's also
Yourself.
yeah, but there's Moldy. Moldy's makes some really good videos. Like Colin's got to go on there. I guess I'd put Colin on there as like he represents the informational side of content creation, so I'd put him on there.
Yeah.
Colin, Doggy, Nepesta, and then a new gen, which would be like, geez, just because of his dedication to the craft and like how much you can tell he loves it, I gotta put King Samalot does other videos too,
Yeah.
other than GD. So I gotta put like Vortrox on there, like to sort of like represent the new gen. He's just so diverse. So I like him a lot, and he's got lots of energy, and he just kind of reminds me of like a younger version of myself. So he can represent me on there without me putting myself.
That's respectable. And yeah, I hate when people like throw shade at him for his fan base, but like it's just kids watching his content. That's it. That's really it. Like just kids will be kids.
Absolutely. I got a lot of kids that watch my content too. I mean, like whatever.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't make it bad. Because I mean, like I don't watch Molpan because I'm not a kid.
Yeah.
But like his content for kids is really good.
Mm-hmm.
And it is. And I'm not saying that in a demeaning way, like, haha, kids. Just, like I'm not saying that way. I'm saying like it's really well edited, thought out, snappy content that kids really like, and he's good at it. That's cool. It's just not my thing, which doesn't mean I'm gonna shit on it. It's just not my thing. So I don't watch it, but he's good at what he does, right? So like, and he's very successful at it. He makes videos that get like tens of millions of views, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's insane. But I would never talk down on someone for that. And like I said earlier, I like seeing Vortrox go through some of those like super classic demon levels that I have gone through, like the gauntlet of before, like Forest Temple, Acropolis, Ado, like all those ones that were like really popular that he's kind of like going through. Like it's just really interesting, like kind of reliving my GD journey through him in a way. So it's been cool. Yeah. And I like him a lot. So I think he could represent like the new age. So yeah, it's Vortrox, Colon, Doggy, Nepesta. But there's obviously a lot of others I'd love to put on there.
100%.
Like Aeon, I think he was making like 4 videos a week for like years. And I was, we were like working together, like what works, what doesn't, and we were talking a lot in chat and in Discord. And so like, we yeah, he was hardcore, man. And like I'd love to put his name on there too. But yeah, can't put everyone on. It's just 4, so.
Yeah, unfortunately. But the last Mount Rushmore, song artist.
Song artist. Well, Creo, for sure. I like Creo's unique tracks, instrumentals and stuff. I really like F777 or Vincent, because Sonic Blaster and Ludicrous Speed are some of my favorite songs to this date in the game. Very, very good tracks. So Creo, F777, Boom Kitty has made some amazing tracks. And obviously a little bit biased because of GD Gangster Rap 2, but like I love his tracks. Like whenever it pops up in the game, it's always like very bassy and like, ooh man, it's good.
Yeah.
Makes me feel like, ooh, I can do whatever I want listening to this track, right? Slay whatever wild giant beasts. This is crazy. It's pumping me up. So it's cool. So Boom Kitty, F777, Creo, and who would I put last? Man, there's like a part of me that wants to put Waterflame, because Waterflame has made some really good tracks, and Waterflame has made a lot of tracks for other games, and so there's a lot of tracks that have a lot of different feels to them. Like the Forest Temple track, Haunted Woods, is also one of my favorite tracks.
Yeah,
love that track so much, and has a bunch of other like super gamey ones, super retro ones. There's like a mix of so many different kinds. So part of me wants to put Waterflame as well. But if I weren't gonna put Waterflame, who would I actually put? There is one that I would put, but they don't have that many tracks, I don't think. It's the one that did the song Steam Pianist, Lonely Travel, The Undertaker's Daughter.
Ooh.
And Steam Pianist has done like some other tracks that were used in the game. I can't remember.
Hypnotic Travel was one.
Okay, yeah, that one too.
Song.
Yeah, so there were some like really cool. La Llorona as well is like a really cool song. Wisteria also was cool, like that really like creepy one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I love Steam Pianist as well.
It's also Dim Rain.
Man. Oh, there is Dim Rain for sure. I like Dim Rain's tracks, but I like these other ones a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I do like Dim Rain as well. But it's Waterflame or Steam Pianist. also to get a more like modern one that's just recently been doing tracks for it, Camellia.
Oh yes,
really amazing.
Camellia's song.
Camellia's so good. Oh my god. So like, this is hard. The music artist one, man. How do you only choose 4?
It's a good question.
Oh, so what do we have? F777 just for the classic nature. Like I have to put on there because Ludicrous Speed is so good. The Supersonic song is like just so intense. Like the part where it starts to get like in the wave part was like
before Vibrance Ball.
Yeah. It's so good.
It is.
It's so good.
It's so
dude.
fun.
It is. It's so like amazing. Like that was when I heard that and saw Supersonic for the first time. I was like, I love this game so much. Like that part like got me in. I also really like the Fat Rat too, but Fat Rat not as much because I think some of the vocals on some of the songs are a little too like floaty and light, and it's like I feel like they don't jive with some levels. Holy shoot. Okay, we're clearing the air here, and I'm starting from square one. So we're going F777, Boom Kitty, Camellia. Camellia, you can't. It's like, shoot. Camellia is just amazing.
Yeah.
Steam Pianist. I like Steam Pianist. There's not enough. So I'm gonna go with Waterflame.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So no Creo.
Yeah, yeah. I really like. Okay.
This one is really hard. I agree with you. This one is really difficult to put together.
Creo or Waterflame? I think Creo. I have to, just because I really like the unique tracks.
Do we
Creo.
cheat?
They're so good. Yeah.
Add 5.
Yeah. That's it. Oh, no cheating. We can't cheat on this one. We'll just go.
Right.
We'll stick with the 4.
You're right.
It's like, I mean, what's the limit then? All of a sudden, we're gonna have this gargantuan like 20-face summit. So.
Like a centipede of
that.
heads.
Yeah, that's right. The human centipede of Geometry Dash DJs.
Oh, and then probably gonna be the hardest of all. One of each category in one Mount Rushmore.
Actually, I don't think that one's as hard because I think I know like which one's my favorite out of all of those.
Okay.
So obviously Riot for player.
Level creator.
Dude, never mind. Level creator for me is Sir Punch.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. That's so Riot, Sir Punch, content creator though. that one's a bit harder. I'm inclined to say Doggy, but I don't know, man. That's really hard. What do we have for content creators? Nepesta, Doggy, Vortrox, and Colon. Doggy's been so involved with so much with content creation. I'm gonna put Doggy up there.
Okay.
I really like his stuff, and I like his unique ideas. I think it's really cool.
Sweet. And then the final one to finish it off, song artist. The one song artist.
I'm gonna put for that one F777 just because this is nostalgia talking, but like those tracks Sonic Blaster and Ludicrous Speed when I heard them for the first time, and I was like, yep, this game's music rocks. And it was like first tracks that I heard that I just loved to death. So it's a very biased one because I think like objectively there's someone else I would choose, but in terms of like my Mount Rushmore, that's who's on it.
All right, so EricVanWilderman's Mount Rushmore, all in one: Riot, Sir Punch, Doggy, and F777.
I'm pretty happy with that. Now that I'm looking at it and I'm imagining a Mount Rushmore in the background, I'm like, yeah that's good.
Yeah, I like that. I like that Mount Rushmore. I like the song artist, like adding that category in. Like if we did hacker / modder for you, who would you even like come up with?
Oh, dude. I mean, Alphalanius for sure for being so heavily involved in a lot of geode mods that I've used. In terms of like hacker, do you mean like someone that's hacked the game for people's benefits? Or are you talking like also like hacked and cheated?
It can be hacking the game in any way, which is why like I started saying hacker / modder.
Okay. Yeah, and obviously, Absolute, creator of Mega Hack, like that's probably the one that would be the one I'd choose for Mount Rushmore, right? Because that's everyone, like everyone uses Mega Hack who's playing the game seriously, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously Anaban, who mentioned, that's quite a big deal. Going through all that stuff. Wasn't Anaban the one responsible for all the green names and like the loss of data and stuff? Is that true, or am I thinking of someone else?
I know it was a team called Team Hacks.
Okay.
Might have to. I don't remember if they were involved in that or not.
Sure. Yeah. It was Team Hacks. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So I don't know. Anyways, so Anaban, and hey, speaking of Team Hacks, people that were behind changing, all the data being lost and the names changing to like the green names that we know now because of the different way that the database is used. So yeah, sure. Team Hacks, why not? That was pretty iconic, an iconic thing back in the day. Team Hacks, Anaban, Absolute, and Alphalanius for all the modding work that he does on Geode.
And then obviously probably Absolute for the number one.
Yeah, Absolute would be on there for sure. Mega Hack, you can't compete with that. Even though Geode is amazing, I think it's more of a collection of people now, and Absolute has like been modifying Mega Hack for years now,
Yeah,
right?
it's been almost a decade. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wild. So yeah, definitely. And it's probably given RobTop a lot of ideas for things to implement in the game as well, right? Like the music hack and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Practice music hack. That was all just Mega Hack only for a while. Now you can actually do that in Geometry Dash.
Yeah. And so this you probably saw in the group DM, Vix being goofy. Did you watch Squid Games without the subtitles?
No, I would understand a lot, but my Korean is not perfect yet, and so
Okay.
I definitely watch with subtitles. Although it's interesting because I just because I want like a more perfect understanding of it, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could get like most of what was happening without it. There's certain words, like advanced words, that obviously I need to work on. So I stopped studying Korean for a long time, for like 6 years or something, and I'm about to get back on that train again to get my fluency, because I'd consider myself like a intermediate, maybe upper intermediate, which is fairly like conversational, but
Yeah.
obviously like certain advanced topics are still a bit difficult for me because I got lazy and stopped studying. I could be fluent if I wanted to be, but I was busy. I was busy doing stuff. Um, so yeah, not without subtitles, but I do understand a lot of nuances that don't show up in the subtitles. So like when I'm watching and there's certain like levels of politeness that people use, or certain words that have like connotation to it that doesn't directly translate into English, I can pick up on those and be like, actually, there could be like a little subtitle of the subtitle explaining the context better of like what was just said right there. And I'll like pick that up. Which is interesting.
Hmm. Maybe I'll try to learn Korean so I can witness that.
Well, yeah, I mean, if depends on what you watch the most of. Like, do you watch a lot of Korean shows?
I do not, but
Yeah,
I feel like I would if I like to experience the actual language for itself. So usually when I
sure.
watch a show or a movie of some sort that is in a different language, it's usually something where it's like the main character is English and everyone else is different, so it's like a more like unique experience.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that's cool. So
Like
yeah, I guess like with that said, I mean it's an undertaking to learn a whole language just for that though, but
yeah,
it's still interesting. It takes a long time, especially something like Korean or Japanese where it's like
true.
completely different than English, and vice versa. Like Korean and Japanese people take such a long time to learn English. But like yeah, it depends on what you watch a lot of. I mean, do you watch anime?
I do. I have thought about getting back into it. I childhood show Sergeant Frog. I don't know if you know that one,
I don't know it actually. Yeah.
but that was my childhood show, and it was an anime.
Okay.
And then ReZero, and then after that, like I didn't watch much, but I have been recommended that if I do enjoy, like I enjoy cartoony content more, that I
Hmm.
should probably get into anime if I do want to, because I want to ingest more shows. Like I only just recently, probably like not even 3 years ago, watched and finished Breaking Bad. That's how late I
Mm.
was to it. Like I
Mm.
have only recently been kind of trying to be more knowledge of I guess you could say pop culture media. I'm internally I'm like an old head. I stick with old shows, old content. I hardly progress outside of it, but I guess the most modern day show I watch is The Boys.
Sure. I've heard that one's good.
Is
I want to
really
watch
good.
it. Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah, it's
Really
great.
good show.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Well, yeah, I was like, if there's any like kind of genre you watch of a different language, then just learn that language, right? Because like a lot of people that watch anime like learn Japanese or whatever, right? But
Yeah.
yeah, if you're just watching like TV shows in English, I don't think it's that big of a. I don't think you'd benefit from learning a language from that unless you really want to, just for the funsies. But
Oh, I do.
yeah, it's hard, man.
I want to learn like 5 languages. I
Oh, sick.
not even just for that, but like being an interviewer, like
Mm,
that would be cool to kind of like go to these other communities that don't speak English or are not fluent in English and being able to communicate.
for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, like sometimes people put me into interviewing the Korean community, and I've done that on like the World GD World Tournament and stuff. And
Yeah.
good. Or translating from checking the translations from like Korean to English for the Geometry Dash 10-year anniversary video and stuff like that. So I've been contacted to help. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's good. But I got to work on it. Like I said, I'm not fluent. So a lot of people think I'm completely fluent because I've been here for so long and I hate to disappoint, but yeah, not quite yet, but one day.
We'll get there.
hmm
And
Spent too many long hours in my room playing Geometry Dash to get fluent. So.
I feel that. But we're down to 5 questions.
Sure.
If there was one feature you could add to Geometry Dash, what would it be?
Oh man. Thought about this one a while ago. And for some reason, I'm drawing a blank on what I had. Like, I used to know this answer. If there was one feature I could add into Geometry Dash, what would it be? Well, obviously, it'd be something to do with like just something that we use in Mega Hack.
No, yeah, probably.
It'd be like start position switcher, but like I don't know. That's such like a cheap answer because it's already in there. Like if I was gonna think outside the box and think of something that's like not possible in the game yet,
Yeah.
what would it be? Starting at checkpoint in platformer levels would be a good one, which I hear is being worked on. Because there's been a lot of long platformer levels I've played. Like I was doing this one Jetpack Trials, which is 50 rooms of jetpack gameplay. It's an extreme demon, and it's gets really hard, like exponentially difficult. Starts out and you're like, this is chill. Why is this so hard and high up on the list? And then as you're playing it, like you get to room like 30 plus, and they're just insanely intricate. And some of them, like if you were doing it for a first time, would take like an hour or something of like this really intricate like jetpack pattern you have to do. And so me, the first time I recorded that, I was like in the middle of like an 8-hour recording, and I got to like floor 39 and I just hadn't practiced it. So I thought I just learned on the fly. And I was like, this sucks because I'm not making any progress. And so I gave up on the recording after like 8 hours and just scrapped it. That's a lot of time to waste. And I came back like a few months later and practiced it and then recorded, and I was able to do it in like 6.5 hours or something. But man, like how nice it would have been to just be able to start at room 39 and just continue going. Right.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I'd really like to see, but I hear it's being worked on. RobTop said, I don't know if it's feasible or not, but it's definitely something that would make the game funner, more fun.
Well, here's hoping, because that would be
Yeah.
a really, really good feature for the game.
For sure.
And if you remember, how did the mega collaborations Subterranean Animism and Astral Nebula start? We can start with Subterranean Animism.
Sure. So these levels are the rated levels that are on my account.
Mm-hmm.
And I was fortunate to have teams come to me.
Oh.
That just wanted me to verify it. I didn't have anything to do with this. There was a team of people, like really good content creators, some of the top creators at the time. Aquatius was in charge of Subterranean Animism, and he just came to me and he said, hey man, we want to get you creator points. And there was a bit of controversy surrounding it because of that, but he was like, we want to get you creator points, and we have this like we have this team of people that have made this level, and we just, if you verify it, it's really hard. And at the time, it's only an insane demon now, but it was a really hard insane demon. And when I got verified, it was on the top demons list. It was like 86.
Oh.
Being a hard insane demon. And so I verified, and it took a while. I tweaked some of the gameplay and made like some mostly nerfs because it was just unbalanced. I just balanced it.
Yeah.
And then went along and verified it. And all the creators had done a fantastic job on it. Like there's like Vlak, Dudex, Speed,
Noble Boy.
Hines, Noble Boy, yeah. And stuff like that. So yeah, it was a level that was just dedicated to me for me to verify. So Aquatius came to me with that, and I just said, yeah, I'm on board, dude. I'll like balance it and verify it. And then I did, and upload it on my account. That was just part of the plan from the beginning. And it had already been almost fully made at the time. So I was just like, cool, let me know when it's done. And it was the same with the other one. The other one was some more unknown creators at the time. Zinc Zeta, who I think is also still pretty big in the community. Zinc on Twitter. You may see him, he still comments.
I've heard of the name Zinc before, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's him. Zinc Zeta, Intrepid, Snowbally, and various others. I can't remember. I'd have to bring it up. I can't remember all the names. It's been a long time since I've touched the level. And so they came to me and said, we want you to verify it. And it's more new creators. And so they gave me the level, which had a bunch of mixed parts. So it didn't get rated for a long time. I think the reason being is that there was just a lot of, it was a mega collab that didn't have like a whole lot of cohesion on it.
Yeah.
But I still really enjoyed the gameplay, and the parts that did look good looked really good. And so I was like, I dig this. Thanks for making it for me, guys. Like, of course, I'll verify it for you. And I had to tweak some parts, but after the tweaking and the balancing, it was really good, and people really enjoy it now. Like, people have messaged me that now that it's rated, they're playing it and they really enjoyed the level. So, but yeah, it was for Astral Nebula. I did a lot more gameplay tweaking though. Subterranean Animism, like, because they were very established creators, like right out the gate, it was a pretty good level. It was just Dude X's part was really hard, and I had to change some parts, and that was it. But all the other parts were mostly like good. And then Astral Nebula, I had to switch more, but I didn't touch the visuals or like design or anything.
Yeah.
I just I rebalanced the gameplay a whole lot more and had to work with it a bunch more to make it fun and fair, which I think I ended up doing. But yeah, it was good. It was a good level. So they both just fell in my lap. I know a lot of people are like jealous, you know, you just got 2 free levels, but they fell in my lap, and these creators were really passionate about me verifying it, and so I did it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was playing both of them before we were in a call, before we joined. I was in practice runs with them, and looking back, I think back then I was like, oh, these levels suck, blah. But actually having the skill to look at them for myself, they're a lot better in quality than I used to remember.
For sure. And me too. I went back and played them recently and was like, I used to be really frustrated at some moments, and I was like, I used to get frustrated at this part. I was like, it's not that bad, bro.
Yeah. And okay, I just have this labeled. I don't want to end this off of this question, so I'll say it now. Context behind the agar.io clip.
Of course. I mean, we knew that was coming, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like the context so there was a guy called the N-word boat, and I wanted to really get him and eat him up. And at the time when I was recording, I had a harder time commentating back in the day, where I didn't think so much about what I said. I was like, you just got to keep talking, and just keep it interesting. And because of that, I was just blab all the time. And so I didn't even realize what his name was. I was just reading his name. I was like, we got to get this guy, blah, blah, blah. Or I forget exactly what it says, but like, we got to get blah, blah, blah. And I just said it and just read it and like just forgot about it. Like, it didn't register that was a slur, because I was just quickly, like, in the moment, just reading whatever his name was. And for some reason it just didn't register. It'd be like if someone's trying to trick you into reading the N-word, like some people do with like chat donations.
Oh yeah.
Like, they're like, oh, hey, do you like that nice chocolatey, and it looks like it's Snickers, but they say like the Knicker bar or something.
Yeah.
And it's like Nicker, and the little, you know, it was just like, I was just reading what was there, and it didn't register that was a slur at the time. And I was like, I'm gonna get this guy. And then I just like went and absorbed him, like, because I didn't actually like drop it like, oh, this goddamn, you know, like I didn't like,
yeah.
I was just reading his name, right?
Yeah.
And now at the time too, editing was a whole lot different. Nowadays, like, I'll catch a lot in editing. Obviously nothing like that, because I never read stuff like that anymore. But like, I'll catch a lot of things where I go, oh, like I'm editing like a recent tab level, and I didn't quite see that there's like a big dick in the background of the level or something. And I'm editing that and I go, oh, that can't go in the video. Okay. Because I'm editing the part very like in fine detail, or my editor is, right?
Yeah.
Depends on who's editing it. So because of that, we catch things. But back in the day, when it came to like Let's Plays, I would just like, there'd be like a chunk where I'm talking, like, and there's like audio, right, where it shows. And I'm like, I'm just going to put in all the parts I was talking. And I'm not actually listening to what the parts are. I'm not actually watching. I'm just quickly editing and putting all the parts that I was talking, all together, and like this video is out like instantly. And old Let's Plays were like that. They were just like, just get the video out quick. You don't even, some Let's Plays videos that I didn't even like cut them down. I just be like, it's 15 minutes of me playing the game, like 15-minute recording, 15-minute video. And so back in the day, you could get away with stuff like that, right? And so the part that I had said that, obviously I didn't watch that part while I was editing. And so like even in the post-production process, like I didn't see it because I was just putting parts where I was talking in and not like watching the parts.
Yeah.
So like it just got missed from both those ways. So like, it is what it is, whatever. It's not that bad. I was reading a name, right? I wasn't slurring it.
Just a slip up.
Whatever.
Yeah. And it was a long time ago.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really that worried about that kind of thing. I think it's more funny than anything. I mean, King Samalot, when he saw it, he was like, Eric, man, he's like, I hope you don't worry about this because it blew up on Twitter. He's like, I think it's so funny. And I'm like yeah, God. I mean, yeah, it's still embarrassing. I still deleted the video, but the clip still obviously floats around from time to time. But whatever. I mean, like, I never was that worried about it. When I first saw it on Twitter, I saw like a bunch of stuff blow up and I went, oh shoot, what'd I do? And then like I looked at it and I was like, oh, that's it? I was like,
that's so long ago.
Jeez. Yeah, I was like, I thought it was gonna be way worse than that. Like I thought I had said something totally awful back in the day. It's like, whatever, let's chill.
Yeah.
I wasn't using it offensively, right? Like it's all context based, right?
Yeah. You just reading the name and it's a Gar.io is an intense, fast-paced game where you don't really think about that kind of stuff.
It's like I wasn't like sniping someone on a bridge and my teammate was bad and then dropping.
Oh my God, shade.
Dropping it because that was the first word that came to my mind. I mean, he's apologized. Like,
he did apologize. Yeah.
Whatever. Like I'm not really throwing shade, but that was obviously like that context is a bit different, and that would require a full-on apology, right? Yeah. If I had used it in that context, I would have been like, guys, man, what a slip up I did back in the day. I hope you can forgive me. Yeah. But this was just like I was reading a name, so I'm like, guys. It's just man, whatever. Just happened, yeah. And like everyone else too, like 99% of people were like mostly just teasing me about it, not like, yeah, I want you to apologize. They're like, oh, Eric, hey. Like they'll come into my stream and be like, what? Or what they'll say is they'll be like, what kind of boat you driving? Because it was called the N-word boat. And I'm like, come on, guys. I'm like, let it go.
I'm on a boat.
I'm on a boat. What kind of boat? The boat. It's like, oh. Yeah, so, yeah, I mean, like, but that's fine. Like, I think that's kind of funny, too, when people tease me about it. So, like, whatever. Just, that's a part of the lore now.
Welcome to my yacht.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, that's right. Yacht has a very special name to it.
So we're down to 2 questions. I don't answer these in order, so this is genuinely just a coincidence that these are the last 2 numbered questions. But I'm gonna ask you to select them based on the number, and I'll ask you in that order. Question 6 or question 7?
Oh my God, you're so rude to put those 2 numbers beside each other.
I didn't even mean to do that. And the funny thing is...
Oh, you didn't? I thought that was like a part of it.
No, I did not mean to. And the funny thing is, they were... So I have 10 questions from me and 20 fan questions. The 6 is my question and the 7 is a fan question. I didn't even... It was just happened.
Here we go. Wait for the comment section. You're going to see a lot of 6, 7s, but... okay, yeah, I'm sure. 7, lucky number 7.
All right. So, obviously, at the time when you did this, you had a lot less completions, and now you have a bigger grasp on difficulty in the game. If 50-20 mode was on the demon list, where do you think it would place in difficulty?
Oh man, it's so different though, because there's the luck factor in 50-20, right? You got to get lucky with like the way animatronics are moving and stuff. So like once you have the skill to do it, and then you just got to wait for the luck, it would be like... So it would be like 50-20 would be something like Bloodbath. It'd be like maybe even easier. Maybe it would be something like technically the way you're moving around and stuff, because it's all just about like getting the strategy and then
Yeah.
doing that over and over and hoping for good luck. It would be like if you were doing, I would even go down and say like as low as Cataclysm or something. It's
Ooh.
like if you were doing Cataclysm, except there was like a gate at like the 70% mark, like right before the final ship. Let's say there was a gate there using like the random trigger that said you have a 10% chance of getting past here. So imagine something like that. So not high on the list, but it's the end of a beginner extreme demon, and there's just like a low percentage chance of getting past, and then a random trigger would just randomly crush you right near the end of the level sometimes, and you'd make it through. I would even say like 5% of the time. You'd have to get really consistent at it, so you get there a lot, and then you have a 5% chance of succeeding at the level.
Hmm.
That's what it would be like. So where would you put something like that, right?
Um. Well, Cataclysm is top 1200. If we added a 10% random chance to that, I feel like,
Yeah.
oh, what's a level where it's like you're just throwing yourself at a wall for hours until you actually like get past, like a choke
Sakura
pointy
Hell.
level. Sakura Hell. Maybe around Sakura Hell.
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah, so yeah, it'd be like Cataclysm gameplay, but around Saga Hell difficulty because of the random thing. Yeah, that's pretty fair. It'd probably even be a little bit easier than that, I'd say, on the list, like a little bit down from Sakupin, just because it does get really consistent. It's just a matter of finding the lucky way to get through. But yeah, it's about that. I mean, it was really fascinating at the time. At the time, it seemed harder because it was the first time people had ever done it. But like now that people know all the strats and it's so easy to look it up, it's it's around that difficulty.
Yeah.
Pretty low actually on the list. Just because when I was doing it, people didn't know if that was the right strat. And people were working together. Like I was working with DJ Sturf. He had told me some ideas for some strats, and I told him a couple things that he didn't know. And then Dako was like working it out, and there were various others like helping each other and thinking of like how this was actually going to work and the way to play. And at the time, obviously, it was much harder. Nowadays, with all the information out there, it's quite a lot easier.
Yeah. And you were the 7th to do it?
I think, yeah, 7th.
Yeah. I remember seeing the list doing it was like a Steam page post when the first 20 people beat it, and Scott Cawthon posted that, and I saw you there, and I was like, oh my god, yay!
Yeah, that's right. I streamed that for I didn't stream the whole time. I played the game for 60 hours in like a week and a half.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was a lot. I was making a lot of videos for it. It was fun.
Well, sweet. What a time that was when that game came out.
For sure. I really enjoyed that. I remember I was doing some high level indie horror stuff for a while. I beat Granny on expert mode.
Oh.
That was really hard because Granny's faster than you. So if she
Yeah.
sees you, you're like screwed.
God damn.
Yeah. I was doing some hard stuff in indie horror in the indie horror scene. And for Five Nights at Freddy's, Five Nights at Freddy's 4, I was the first person to complete the game fully.
Oh, really?
Yeah, doing the nightmare mode. I think I was the first person to have the video up because I just grinded like one full 24-hour period and I did the whole thing. I was just like sleeping under my desk doing the thing I did for the Demons of Christmas. And then I finished it all, and I was the first person to have it up. But not as many people were that hyped because it wasn't like super hard. So, but I was the first person to do like the nightmare mode where like the nightmare animatronic is going back, bouncing back and forth between the doors.
That's sick.
And it's all like sound effects because the
Yeah.
sound, it was cool. FNAF 4 was cool because it was all like sound based.
Yeah.
And you hear the running and you got to like focus on it. But because it was sound based, like once you get the trick, it wasn't that hard. I think it's one of the easier ones.
But when you get jump scared, you gotta focus your ears, and then it's way louder than the other games.
Oh yeah, for sure. FNAF 2 was bullshit. It was. It was the most RNG heavy one. It was so like I tried doing the 1020 mode in FNAF 2 like 2 weekends in a row of like Saturday, Sunday, grinding it like 12-hour days, and I just couldn't do it.
Oh man.
RNG just screwed me so hard. I had the strat and I just couldn't do it. Apparently there's like some secret strat where you do something special that like bugs the game out and you can get it easier that people found out eventually. But like if I had gotten lucky, I could have beaten it before Dako. did, Dako got really big because of that completion. And I
Mm.
imagine, I'm like, I wonder, would I have been like a FNAF YouTuber if I'd gotten that completion, or would I have still switched to Geometry Dash? I don't know, because that was really trying to be the first one to beat that in the world, and I wasn't able to do it.
Mm. Yeah, that's interesting to think about. That
Hmm.
you could have been a FNAF YouTuber,
Possibly. Yeah.
but honestly, glad we did that question first because this final question, actually, really great one to end off on.
Mhm.
Are there any big projects that you have planned that we may not know of at this point in time?
I fly by the seat of my ass, dude. My big projects, the ones that I did with Vortrox and Kellencraft and
Yeah.
Sonic Wave, those are my big projects. And then I went on vacation, and now I'm sitting here like, what's next? So yeah, get back to you on that one. Obviously the 12 Demons of Christmas is coming up this
Yeah.
year. We have another exciting cast of people. It's like a few people have
Ooh.
changed. We have like a new member who's bigger now that we have already mentioned in this chat. That will be a part of it. And but yeah, I guess coming up, the biggest project I have going on now is 12 Demons of Christmas. Yeah, which is, I mean, every year. It's not secret or surprising at all. But we're gonna be working on that. And obviously I'd like to, like mentioned earlier, I'd like to do some more collab stuff with some other people I'll be reaching out to. But I obviously don't know what those are yet. So